Floyd and he was me,
Yeah.
he would never have to fight again because that exhibition shit,
Yeah.
as me being his little brother, hey, little bro, we finna do 10 rounds and we both gonna get 100+ million for it.
Right.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well,
Right.
well, I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine, busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
What's good? Salute to the family. How y'all feeling on this good Monday, man? We are back to build on this boxing and give it its just due how we always do. Man, y'all smash the like button for your bro. Sub to the channel. Turn your notifications on and come say what's good with the fam. We got another build on the way. We had a good weekend of boxing, man. Another good weekend of boxing. I love and I enjoy having back-to-back weekends of boxing where we can just sit back, enjoy, and see just some great fights, man. And that's what we got to see, man. We, Boots, Sharon, Boots Ennis, man. man, oh man, where are those doubters? Where them naysayers? Where all those, he gonna get upset? Where all those people at? It's a dangerous fight and Boots might get stopped. I was hearing some wild stuff, but respect to everybody though. But I told you, man, and one mixtape Boots, man. Didn't I tell y'all, hey family? Didn't I say it? Wasn't I saying it? I just kept saying it. And one mixtape Boots, and one mixtape Boots. Let me say what's up to the family. We're gonna get into this build, man. Where we at on the likes? We at 1 million. We gonna get there though. Jordan, what it do, homie? How you feeling? He's the big homie. You know it. Miss Jusdu, my baby girl, the queen. My queen is in the building. Ask Val, what it do, homie? How you feeling? Mike Kirkland, my guy. How you feeling, bro? Mike Mazak in the building. And that's back to back. Mike and Mike, I already know it's going to be a good stream. If nothing else happened, Mike and Mike back to back, it's always a good day. Every time I say it, it's always a good stream. Shout out to my guys, Mike Kirkland, Mike Mazak, man. D1 supporters. Behind the Hands TV, my brethren at the airport flying in my car while I'm parked. I know that. Blunt Sports, my dog, man. We just trying to step it up gradually, man. Appreciate you, man, because you got that eye. I see you're a content creator, man. You be catching it. Man, but I'm on it. We gonna keep building too. Boxing with 2-4, what it do? I gotta get you on the panel too one day when you free to Blunt Sports. The family need to hear you know, your sound logic and reasoning with this boxing. Ask Val, Shakur, Bright Light, Stevenson, man. They can't do nothing with him. They can't. This gonna piss people off, man. You know, how dare you get that youngin his credit like that? How dare you say Shakur Stevenson is the best boxer? Anybody his size, he beat him. How dare he say that? Big dog Willie, my dog. He said, big dog Jake Paul chased the bag, Tank Willie. He gonna pitch out all today. Shout out to my homie Big Dog Willie. Jake Paul versus Hair Grease in the cage match. Who wins? Big dog, man. They gonna be on your.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to my homie Big Dog Willie, man. Always supporting the channel member as well. Day one supporter. Much love, bro. Shout out to all the channel members. I appreciate y'all. As y'all can see, we're going to continue to put out more work, more short videos like we've been doing. We're going to keep building, and we're going to have some fun, man. We're going to give boxing its just due how we supposed to, man. And whoever do what they do what they do. Over here, we doing what we do over here. We don't care about nothing else. You know what I mean? Shout out to my homie. Nick Ballin, what it do, homie? Boots was shining, wasn't he? Taking Maniacs hate me. They hate me too, big dog. They hate me too. I can't come to Detroit. I'm a clickbaiter. I just be posting fake Tank videos. Somebody was talking about my mother, and all those people are big Tank fans. It's crazy. They can't stand me, and all I do is get a man his just due. You get me? No amount of hate that they give me, no amount of hate that they give any other fighter, no matter hate that they give Shakur, I'm always going to support Tank and rock with him. As long as he continue to move accordingly, I'm going to support, man. You know, Mike Kirkland, shout out to my dog, man. Always supporting the grind. Appreciate the 5-piece. For the names you give fighters, man. Oh, and when MIXTAPE Boots, glad he had that performance. You feel it? You feeling me, Mike? Man, that's why I was trying to tell him. Mike Kirkland, my guy, man. Appreciate the continuous support. The Butcher, what it do? Oh, Zell, beat Norman versus Barrios, make it happen. That's the one, though. Damn, what Detroit on with you? Hey, bro, I can show you the messages, no lie. But at the end of the day, he ended up saying he going to subscribe and check out the channel. I don't know if he actually did it or not, but that's what he said. You get me? Shout out to Reef. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, he told me I better not ever catch you in Detroit. I'm like, damn, I like the Lions, bro. What's up? What if I want to go see the Lions? I can't go see the Lions? That's crazy. Big Bob Gunn, what it do, homie? John Wick, what's good with it? Boost this shine, but if you're a boxing enthusiast, you knew that was going to happen. Styles make fights. Hey, John Wick. Hey, man, I get where you going with that. That's why I called him and one MIXTAPE Boots. Big Soldier, what it do, homie? Thought I would never say this. Tank the Maniacs are getting worse than a Haney Coat. They are. And again, I just want to be clear. I understand there are genuine Tank supporters. We're not talking about y'all. We're talking about those ones that are threatening you in your inbox, all because you debunked a rumor. Those type of people, like the crazed fans, not the genuine supporters that want to see him fight everybody. Not them, not y'all. Just them wild ones that just always disrespectful. Ain't nobody good but him. You get me? It get weird, man. So I never thought I'd be calling people Tank and Maniacs, but they forced my hand, literally. I can show y'all DMs of people talking crazy, like crazy. I can show you full messages, my responses and everything. These people be going off, bro. I ain't never made a negative Tank video. I ain't never made a Tank slander video ever in my life, and I never will. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how people just are emotional over this stuff. It's ridiculous, but we're going to continue to build boxing up. We're going to continue to have fun, and we're going to continue to build on guys like And1 MIXTAPE Boots, man. You know what I mean? He introduced the world to And1 MIXTAPE Boots, man. You get me? In here playing with folks. Then I tell y'all might see that slow motion shit. I told y'all hey man, Chris Mannix called them the Matrix. It's over. It's over. They called them the Matrix, bro. They was looking crazy in the face, man. They said Chris Mannix said Boots is the Matrix out this joint. You hear me? Weight drain where? Weight drain where? I'm not trying to hear that
Yup,
shit.
you tired.
Weight drain where? Let the ass get it.
Yeah, yup.
Get him and one. Get
Come
to
on,
my
man.
reboot.
Here you go.
Man,
Here
if
you
y'all
go.
wasn't enjoying this ass whooping, y'all don't love boxing. Man, look at this. Get him, play with him. Man, one mixtape.
Oh my God.
Well, he don't want to get hit.
God.
He don't get hit.
Oh my
Shut
God.
up, man.
There you go.
I'm tired of hearing, I ain't get hit too much. I ain't get hit too much. When he don't want to get hit, he don't. He don't. When he in the fire, he gonna get burned a little bit. You can always tighten up your defense. True indeed. No argument there. But all this that the people exaggerating. Yeah, he get hit. But when he don't want to get hit, he really don't. Look how many shots he just made him miss. When he clearly on defense, he on defense. And it's not easy to hit him how people make it seem. This dude was making all types of highlights, man. He painted a Picasso on Stanionis Saturday. I knew it. And one mixtape moves. This man was in there playing. You know how fighters go out there, they say they're going to go out there and have fun? Boots genuinely is a guy that goes out there and have fun. It's almost not even fair. It shouldn't even be fun like that for nobody. It's fun for him. Beating you up is fun for Gervonta. And you telling me a guy that's that damn talented is scared to get in the ring with anybody? Look how he fight. Stanionis could knock your head off with the right shot. He got the power to do it. Boots said, I don't care. I'm still going to beat you up. And he got a chin, man. Oh, I ain't getting hit too much. That man got a beard on him, bro. He get hit too much. I don't want to hear it, bro. Come on. He just clean shot, activated, and one mixtape. Let's go. Kick in his ass, bro. And one mixtape. Get him. Get him. Oh, you tough. You tough, ain't you? You tough? No mas? No more? Yeah. Man, I don't want to hear that. He beating the fight out of people. I don't want to hear that. Was an undefeated guy, a legit champion. Don't cry, don't complain. He was tailor-made for him. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Styled on him. And one mixtape Boots. I thank you for your services, sir. Beat ass in a fun way. That shit should not be fun like that for that man beating you up. Tim Layton, what it do, bro? Devin Defenders, Tank a Maniac, Shakur Tarts. I don't, you know what? I'm still looking for them. I don't see the crazed Shakur fans as much. Maybe because I don't know. I usually see more slander. I'm not seeing them yet. I'm pretty sure he got some, but I'm just not running into him. When I see him, I call him out too because I'm genuine. You a crazed fan of a fighter? You wild. You wild. Boots is different. Now Virgil super fans hating on Boots. They ridiculous, bro. No, you can't fight him with no high guard. I was saying that he gonna eat. I said it's gonna be an all night. All you can eat buffet. I knew it. You don't play with him with no high guard. What are you thinking about? He way too athletic for that. He gonna piece. Oh my goodness, the way he beat him up was impressive. So winning is one thing, but he styled on him. Like the shots that he got hit flush and clean with. Y'all seen that shot he just got punched with? Man, he said, "Oh yeah, bet." His ass, yo. Man, he wasn't that. He didn't lose a round. He styled on him. He played. He don't have fill-out rounds. He got right to it. Man, y'all, I appreciate Gervonta. I appreciate him. I'm glad that he stayed at 147. I'm glad that he got a one belt closer to his goal. This shit is great for boxing, bro. This shit is great for boxing. Shout out to my dog Cornelius, man. You called good money. You get me? And one mixtape. That boy was out there styling. He did even more. He did more moves than I thought he was going to do. I was like, damn. Boots having fun. He said he was gonna put on his show, and what did he do? And then what do the crybabies do? He get hit too much. He get hit too much. Virgil can't hit him like that. He can't let Virgil shut up. He'll cross that bridge when he get there. As of right now, he's stepping on shit. He's stepping on shit, man. Yeah, you could always tighten up your defense, but I don't feel like his defense is really the issue. He want to beat your ass. He in the fire. You're gonna be able to hit him. You fighting back, right? You're gonna get some licks off. But if that's all you can do, I'm not worried for him. He beating people ass. This is vintage Boots performance right here. All I needed, I'm so glad to see this. All the shit people talk for them Karen fights. All that shit they talk. All right, now he getting there with a legit champion, and he commenced to beating his ass, bro. Beat the fight out. That grown man had his corner say no mas. And we walking away complaining about that. So on one end, we mad that Shakur is defensive. We don't want to see that shit. Boots is all gas, no brakes. And y'all mad at, he getting hit too much. Which one is it? Pick your poison. God damn. That performance was spot on. Look, it could always be sharper. It could always be better. That's true. But let's just enjoy what we seen that night. When he prepared for the man on that night and whooped his ass, and it wasn't close. He painted a Picasso on Stanionis, bro. Told y'all, didn't I tell y'all you're going to have him looking like Jason Voorhees without the mask? Lumped up, red, eyes all damaged. He was looking spent in that corner. Bro said, no more. They said, no more, bro. That is it. Man, we ain't going out there playing with that, bro. Playing with that man. We out there got the M1 mixtape moves going crazy, bro. We not about to play with that dude. We're not about to play with him. Trey Skills, what it do, homie? How you feeling? It was a left hook to the body, the Butcher, that really like solidified it. That started, it was the beginning of the end for that dude. BJ, what it do, homie? Yeah, Boots got a hell of a chin. GM was good with AJ. I told you it was going to be a VIA 2.0. Hey, we was telling each other, GM, you was saying VIA 2.0. I was agreeing, and I was saying and one mixtape Boots. You get me? Blue Hustle, man, what it do, homie? Simply a Mary J. Peace to the queen. How you feeling today? Definitely put on the show. He had more power. You seen it. He looked a lot stronger, man. He looked a lot. Boots with no 10-pound rehydration calls is going to kick your ass, man. You better be ready. You better pack a lunch. Boots with no 10-pound rehydration looked dangerous, bro. And he did not slow down at all. He kept it very consistent. He ain't take off no rounds or nothing. That dude is dangerous, bro. I'm appreciating what I see in Gervonta. And shout out to Brian Norman Jr., man. That's the fight to make. I hope it is next. I know some other things might be at play, but we're going to see. But shout out to Brian Norman Jr. and Gervonta. They both revived 147 pounds. I don't care what nobody say. Brian Norman Jr., because you continue to count him out. He continued to succeed. Now he here now. Door kicked open. He's shining. He got a belt, legit champion. You get me? You got to respect him. It's looking like him and Boots is the fight to make. Real talk. I know Barrios is out there, but they talking about some other stuff. They talking about some Spence possibilities and Pacquiao. They talking some other stuff. This is the fight to make. Malik K, what it do, homie? Norman going to Japan. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, they was solid. Yeah, they wasn't nowhere near as loud, Nick Baller, when Virgil got dropped. And listen, I don't want to hear no fighter get slandered, but let's really keep it a buck. Like, we keep talking about how much Boots get hit. Is anybody staggering this dude, buckling them, hurting them? You know what I mean? About to take him out? You're not seeing this. What you are seeing is a guy that is very offensive minded get hit at times. And yeah, do you want to be aware as you move up in competition and or weight class? For sure you do. You always want to make sure that defense is tight as possible, for sure. But at the same token, man, the shots he's getting hit with is not putting him in harm's way how it would do with most fighters. You get what I'm saying? He taking these shots, he rolling with them, taking the sting off him. Even when he get hit, he's showing a damn good beard, and he's resilient. He gonna get his back. So I'm loving what I'm saying from Boots, man. It's crazy that, you know, this dude really had doubters. I just didn't see how you could doubt the fact that he could win this fight and win it impressively. You get what I'm saying? This guy is looking like one of the guys to beat. Him and Brian Norman is looking like the best two welterweights in the division. Respect to both. That is the fight to make. And already, you know, people are framing Norman as a duck, and he ain't gonna want to fight. And it's a lot of garbage, man. We're gonna sift through all of that though, because I'm not going with none of it. We got to start putting some respect on these fighters' names. We got to start letting these guys' track record speak for themselves. Brian Norman does not, I done interviewed him multiple times. He does not pass me as a guy that's just all talk and ain't willing to fight. He can't get to where he's trying to get to if he's not willing to fight any and everybody. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not buying that. I'm not jacking it. Brian Norman Jr. went out there in Philly and got smoked with Boots. It was a tough sparring the first time around, and he went back for more. Like, this is a dude that clearly, like, you get me? This is a dude that clearly want to prove himself. This is a dude that's clearly getting better right in front of our eyes. Why we can't just appreciate it and see what the business going to do? Because as the way I see it, the business of boxing got in the way of Brian Norman and Boots. It wasn't Brian Norman Jr. He wasn't sitting up talking about he ain't going to fight. He never said that. So this whole notion that he don't want to fight and he ain't going to fight, I don't buy that. He did this shit for free. He went and sparred this dude on his own free will for free. You get me? Don't give me this. This is the fight to make. Let's build it up. Let's give both of these dudes they credit because they revitalized and revived the welterweight division. Straight like that. Straight like that. Y'all was ready to rush Boots up out of there. Nah, he getting too big anyway. He might as well go to 54. Nah, he might as well not. He might as well stay put and continue to put on them and one mixtape shows like he just did Saturday. Miss me with that. I want to see both of them dudes scrap. You get me? They're the best of the best right now. That's what it's looking like. You get what I'm saying? It's sad that we deal with so much duck talk with limited information. All I'm saying is this. I ain't got all the answers. I don't know all the ins and outs of their business and their dealings, right? But when I look at Brian Norman Jr., I see a real fighter. I see a guy that want to prove it, right? And you know what Boots on. Like I said, there's not too many people that's going to go out in a fight and have that kind of fun. That shit almost ain't even fair. But you got people still dying. He get hit. You going to get hit. It's a fight. It's a fight. He's fighting a world champion that's trying to fight back. This dude is clearly in the fire. He giving you the fight you want. Even when he being defensive, he doing it and making it fun. How could you complain? He's literally giving you nothing to complain about. Nothing. Nothing, but he get hit too much. I don't want to hear that, man. Show me you could hurt the dude. He walking through shit, walking people down, beating you up, punching you, beating your body up. Man, yo, he made Stanionis and team collectively was like, nah, we good. We definitely good. We ain't win a single round. This man appears to be getting stronger. He kicking my ass. He don't no slow down. I don't see how you watch that and you don't just be like, man, that's the guy right there. He's one of the best fighters in boxing, bro. I don't care what weight class you put him at, whatever weight class Boots is at, he's going to shine because he's that type of talent. And I said this, I kept saying it. I try to have as much respect for Stanionis as possible. He's a legit champion. But if Boots is the guy that I think he is, and he showed me Saturday night he is. And one mixtape, that shit wasn't close. He's far too talented. You've seen the separation in skill, talent, athleticism, the speed, all of that. I said it. He didn't have no advantages to me, Stanionis, none. I'm like, he gonna get his ass beat, but he's a good fighter. You probably won't see nobody beat him again like that. You will probably never see that again. But Boots did it, and he showed you what it is, man. Next gen, what it do, homie? What's good with it? GHB TV, my guy. What's good with it, bro? How you feeling? The Butcher, Norman Spar, Boots 7 times. They got a lot of sparring in, man. They got some work in. I'm just saying, let's just appreciate both fighters. I ain't got nothing bad to say about nobody. Let them guys get their work in, man. I hear people making a big deal about him not having to not calling out Norman. Like, at the end of the day, bro, we know what fights need to be made. You're not telling nobody in boxing is convincing me Gervonta is scared to get in the ring with anybody at 147 pounds. I'm not trying to hear it. I don't care who he didn't call out. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Let that man, anybody going into the boxing ring having that kind of fun at this level ain't scared of shit, man. He in there with somebody that he make the wrong move, Stanionis could take your head off too. He didn't give a damn. He beat this dude so convincingly, yo. He was flashy while doing it to the point where Chris Mannix is out here calling Gervonta the Matrix, bro. Checkmate for all y'all hating ass people, man. He weight drained where? He got in there and commenced to beating ass. He was firing on all cylinders. It wasn't nothing drained about that performance. Nothing. Get what I'm saying? No 10-pound rehydration Boots is crazy. He in there beating ass, bro. And one mixtape moves on another level. That shit should be illegal. Ain't no way in hell. Show me another fighter that's having this kind of fun with everything on the line, bro. He in unifications. And one mixtape.
tired. You see? Yeah, yeah. Come on, man.
This what we call
There you go.
beating
There you
the
go.
truth out somebody. This is called beating the
Oh,
truth.
my
Look,
God.
he don't want to
Oh,
get
my
hit. He
God.
don't get hit. He don't.
Oh, my
I
God.
watched him
There you
enough.
go.
Look at this shit. Look, uppercuts crazy. Man, you gotta love boxing, man. There's nothing like it, man. Shout out to Boots. I'm glad for that young man staying there, like I said, at 47 and making it count, man. And I'm looking forward to what's next. Like I said, you do got the dude Shakur Gearsov that could be potentially in the mix as an opponent, but at the same token, Eddie Hearn, if I'm not wrong, I believe Eddie Hearn promotes that guy as well. So, you know what I mean? It's all how he play the next move. We know what the fighter want. I don't want to hear nothing about who he don't want to fight. Dude willing to fight anybody. I don't see no duck, no dodge, no avoiding, no quality for Boots to achieve what he wants, which is undisputed. He got to fight a Brian Norman. So why in the hell wouldn't he want to fight him? I'm not trying to hear it. And if you Brian Norman, that is the fight to make. They counted you out a couple times back to back. You proved them wrong. You here now. You know what I'm saying? The fight for you to make is with Jaron Ennis. You get what I'm saying? So I do hope that, you know, they able to kind of reconnect and pick up where they left off and make a fight. That's where I'm at, because that's the fight to be made. Win, lose, or draw, I'm supporting both of them. I rock with both of them. I think it's a really good fight for boxing. These dudes, two young, hungry guys that want to prove it. Why not line it up with the two guys I believe that breathed a whole new life into the division? You get what I'm saying? Boots with this win, just making things that much better. Knocked off one of the champions, took his belt. Get what I'm saying? He is the Boots era has begun. Brian Norman, you here now. If you smart, y'all smart, yo, that's the fight for y'all. You know? Ace, what it do, homie? I had to come out that 200 real soon. Just Ace, my guy. You already know Hannibal. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, he showed why he different, man. Norman versus Sasaki is a lit ass fight, though. Yeah, I mean, look, I ain't against it. You get me? You get me? And one mixtape Boots. You feel me? Them uppercuts. Oh, you tough, huh? Oh, you tough, huh? Hey, take this, take another one, and another one. I said, and it's funny because I was talking about how nasty his uppercut was before I done tweeted about it before the fight. I'm telling you, yo, it was fun watching it, man. That dude just was too much of everything, man. He just was. He was on the undercard, Boots mandatory now. Yeah. He stepped out the way to allow Stanionis and Boots to happen. Dragon Assassin, what's good, homie? You get what I'm saying? He stepped out the way. Tunnel vision, what it do? Pay that man his $2 million. Listen, Brian Norman deserved that money, and Boots deserve an opportunity to fight for another title. That's how I look at it. Both guys are deserving. I can't say what they worth. That's up for them and their teams to figure out. But Boots showed you why he's must-see TV. He's worth whatever penny he want. And I think Brian Norman is much of the same. You know what I mean? He holds a piece of that heavyweight, that welterweight crown. So it's just a fight to make. It's a 3-belt unification. It's so simple. You know what I'm saying? It's so simple. We got two real dogs, I think. And in my opinion, y'all, it's just my opinion. I think both fighters are dogs. But I just think the consensus is Boots is the guy to beat. And with performances like what he did Saturday night, it's hard to argue that. You get what I'm saying? He's showing you why a lot of people are picking him to be the next undisputed welterweight king if given the opportunity, as I always say. So it's just a matter of him getting the opportunities he deserves. I don't want to hear it. You get me? But I get it. I understand. Gearsov might have, some say in this, but he did step aside once. When Eddie Hearn promoting him, maybe he can figure out a situation where that guy is sit to the side again. It's happened before in boxing, right? So you get me? These fights happen, man. These fights gotta happen. These fights gotta happen. Lead triple uppercuts is wild. Boots don't got no regard for human life in that ring. I'm telling you, teach what it do, homie. It just was a fun fight, man. It was a fun fight, bro. As long as Norman Senior don't mess it up. Yeah, I get it. I hear some people concerned about that. Shout out to my homie Al Booger. I mean, I feel you, man. Look, Barrios doing though. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it with Barrios. Like I said, I made a little short video on it. Samuel, what it do, homie? They talking about, well, it's Bob Santos is that's a Barrios guy. He's saying that the PBC is telling him Errol Spence could be a potential opponent for him at 47. Why that would we know why that don't make sense. You get me? They mentioned he mentioned, or it could be a all-out unification with Boots Ennis, but it's almost said as an afterthought, not a priority, right? The fact that he's saying what PBC is telling him instead of them demanding it, Boots is a story in and of itself. It's either you want to fight the man or you don't. Like, you have a title, he got 2, and 3 if you count the Ring magazine, right? But it's just there's no other fights to be made. Like, why play around with it? Why play around with it? That man is on a mission. Brian Norman, I believe, is on a mission. He get an opportunity, he gonna do his best, he gonna go for it. Those are the fights you want to see. Guys that ain't gonna lay down. You don't want to see nobody just getting there and lay down, right? If Brian Norman get beat, it's because you're gonna have to be better than him. You're gonna have to beat him up. Same shit with Boots. Dudes ain't coming in there to get their ass beat. They the show. They coming to kick ass. They coming to hurt you. And you got to put guys in there that's willing to get in there and put it all on the line, bro. So I can't say what their business is looking like, but I hear people complaining on both sides. They whining about a lack of a call out for Boots. Like, y'all already know he want to fight. Like, what call out for what? And then it don't happen now. Then he get framed as a duck or some corny shit. Nah, let them handle business behind closed doors. I believe this fight could be made. It's the fight to be made. Eddie Hearn got to keep delivering for Boots. Yeah, you was able to get him a unification. Yeah, you was able to put him in Philly. You know what I mean? They put him in Jersey and AC, and he did well. Now keep building. He's delivering on his end. Jerron Ennis is delivering on his end. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do as a fighter, right? He's winning these fights. And this one, he just showed all the way out. He earned every cent that he made that night. He earned it. So if you Eddie Hearn, you looking at that and you looking at, so listen, there's only 2 fights left for that man. Stop playing with him. You get me? Stop playing with him. You know what I mean? We know what's next for him. One of y'all got to get in there, man. So, one of them got to get in there. Yeah, he too quiet. Too quiet. Yeah, and yeah, but I like to hear him say he won it. And we know. We know. Y'all be bringing money to call shots. I still want to hear him say what he want to do, though. You get me? Because we put so much onus on Boots, right? You get me? Think about it. They just tripped out. Not so much tripped out, but it's some criticism from what I'm saying just for him not calling the guy out, right? We already know what the fights are. They right there to be made. And Eddie Hearn know what it is. He know what fight is next for his guy. You get me? He know what's next. 704 Joe, what it do, my guy? JDM was good. Ain't mentioned this, but it could be a massive influx of that extent. Fighters in boxing under Dana White's TKO. Could be. Paid in full. What it do? How you feeling? Yeah, y'all hit that like button for your boy, man. Smash that like button, sub to the channel, support the grind. We gonna keep building. Shout out to my guy GHB in the building too, man. I'm just speaking, I know. I just feel like in this situation here is right there, right? It's right there for the making. You know what I mean? And I feel like Eddie Hearn is the guy to get the ball rolling. You get me? He the man to get the ball rolling. Got to. Call him out and say the name. They know what he want. Rob, what it do, homie? They know what he want. That's me. What's good? Dragon humble for what? Yeah, I mean, look, I don't believe they got to be humble like that in boxing because people trying to take your head off. So talk your shit and stand on business at all times. But what I want to see, Creole the Traveler, was good, homie. What I want to see is what makes sense. You get me? Like I said, the only other possibility is Gearsov slipping through the back door because he stepped aside the first time to allow this fight to take shape, right? So that's dope. That's cool, but we already know it's only 2 fights left for that man, realistically. And I just would love to see him get his opportunity. That's all I'm saying. If I'm Eddie Hearn, I'm doing everything in my power to get Boots in there with a champion. You get me? I'm doing everything in my power to get Boots in there with another champion. Whatever I got to do. Well, I'm gonna play this post fight. We're gonna get into this post fight from Boots because some people said he said some things that's worth talking about in there. So we gonna get into that, man. We're gonna break all this down. We're gonna build on it. But like I said, man, first things first, got to get that man his credit for going out there and standing on all types of business. He told you he was coming to put on the show. He said he wasn't going to chase the knockout. It was going to come, right? And it did. He listened to his pops. They gelled. They was in sync. Everything was flowing, man. Those type of performances you want to build off. You want to go forward from here. You know what I mean? And the only way you to continue going forward is fighting the right fights. And let's be honest, man. We know what's next, man. It's not a fight that you're gonna put him in at 147 pounds. He ain't gonna have a real good chance at winning. So hopefully Eddie Hearn is his head is in the right place and he thinking how we thinking, right? One of those champions, you gotta try to make it happen as soon as possible, preferably sooner than later. Shout out to my baby girl, the Queen, Miss Just Do Covers in the chat. Smash that like button. Y'all should want to see Just platform, grow the support. Who next to add some color in chat? Pardon me, I butchered your comment, baby girl. Appreciate you. Yes, support is all appreciated. Y'all smash the like button. We gonna keep building, man. We gonna keep building. Shout out to my baby girl. Always holding me down. All things. I see my guy and I slipped in the building. 2 cents boxing peace, Queen. How you feeling? Hope the booze don't stay around till you 30. At 147, trying to get undisputed, feel like that would be a mistake, like Errol made. And that's what I'm saying. Like I can't force nobody's hand, but I feel like he made the weight really good. I believe he has a nutritionist. I think all before that he was doing it on his own. So I feel like now that he got a nutritionist, it'll preserve him a little longer at 147 pounds, right? I didn't see him looking drained the way people was making a big guy that was cutting weight. And it's like we overreact every time we see a fighter that cut weight. If you cut weight, whatever weight you running around at, if you was to cut weight, people would notice it too. Like, you get what I'm saying? There's no different with a healthy ass fighter working out. You cutting weight, he gonna look slimmer in the face. You get what I'm saying? But his cheekbones wasn't all, poking out, and his eyes weren't sunk in. He looked healthy. He was talking. He was active. He was communicating. I didn't see him looking like a spent or weight drained fighter. I didn't see that. I seen him looking like he was ready to go, and he looked more comfortably. You know what I'm saying? His mom is nutritionist. Shout out to my guy behind the hand. So he putting the right shit in his body. He's doing. He good to go. He good. I think he good, bro. I think he good. I think he could have a few more fights down there, but to complete his task, his ultimate goal down there is only 2 more guys there, and I'm pretty sure he'll be the favorite over both. But I think that Norman one is a banger. But I just, like I said, I hope, all parties involved are vested in the same things and the fights happen. But we also know that sometimes other guys slip through the back door. But Eddie Hearn was speaking about it, and I believe he manages or promotes, should I say, gets off. So he said it'll be interesting, right, to deal with that and see how that all play out. So I'm just on board, man. I think 147 got some life breathed into it. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad to see Boots thriving. Joseph would have do on me. And Norman, I'm glad to see him making the kind of statements he did. You get me? So next up, you get me? Next up, what's next? You know what I mean? Got the Japan fight possibly for Brian Norman, right? They have some options, bro. So we could see a number of different things happen. There's a number of things we could see happen, but we just gotta wait and see. Dante's Boxing Talk, my dog. Y'all smash that like button, man. Sub to the channel. Let's keep building, man. We ain't done. Hold on, man. Pardon me, my dog Creo. I mean, all things. Pardon me. All things. Much love and appreciation, man. Supporting the grind. Shout out to my guy. All things. Appreciate the support, homie. We gonna keep building, y'all. We gotta get to this. I want to listen to some of what my guy Boots was talking about. Pardon me. Shout out to my dog, Mike Mazak, man, in the Cash App, always supporting the grind, too. Shout out to Mike, man. Appreciate you, bro. Much love, family. We gonna keep it moving, man. Brian, I'm seeing, seem to be making excuses to duck, especially when you turn on high payday. It's even crazy is the money that he asks for Boots top rank. Not even paying him that. I get all that. Bruce Gas, salute to the OG. For me, like, listen, I respect everybody's point of view and I get it. But like I said, just following boxing for these last few years in particular, getting the game that I be getting, it's hard for me to feel like the reason, like, dudes is ducking. I don't see it. I feel like everybody got a price And if those dudes could get paid accordingly or get the right money, I think they'll take the fight. I hope from this point forward that both fighters are a little bit more involved with the business side of things, as they spoke on, right? Boots spoke on it in an interview with YSM. Shout out to my guy YSM. He spoke on it, you know, being more hands-on and being more involved in the business, so you could avoid like the mix-ups, like the shit with Virgil Ortiz. And then you had Brian Norman on his side saying, you know, he was slipping in his pimping, but he got to get on top of his game and make sure, you know what I'm saying, that he know what's going on. And I feel like that's good for both fighters. It's a good sign that they want to be aware and conscious of what's next for them and the business side and what's going on. So I just hope that they can come to an agreement to make a fight. I think both camps got two real dogs. It's a pick 'em. Whoever you think of when you get me, I don't knock neither one. I think they, you know, boxing is all about performing on that night. You could look as good as you want on any given day against anybody, but if you don't perform on the night, then you get what I'm saying, you take an L just like anybody else. But man, I just don't see Boots, like, you know, regressing or stepping back. He's very dangerous, and credit to Brian Norman for constantly getting better and improving in his own right too. I think he got a lot to prove, and he gonna prove it in due time, given the opportunities. But that fight is the one to be made, and like I said, losing wouldn't even be the end of the world if anybody were to lose, right? But I think just with the most recent fights and the wins, right, the momentum that Norman is gaining and Boots continuing to build and be impressive, everybody's calling for it and they want to see it. So, like I said, I hope both parties involved is all on board with making it happen. You get what I'm saying? And we can see that. Shout out to my dog, my homie, Rob Walker. Appreciate the support in the cast.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to my guy, Rob. Appreciate you, homie. Peace to the Queen Lisa. How you feeling today? So they said Mark was dumb for turning down his highest payday versus Shakur. Ended up making 5 times the next fight. Yeah, Nelson have other options. Plan pay that, man. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. Shay, with peace to the Queen. How you feeling today? It's tough. About as far as the money. That's why I hate when negotiations are almost made public, because then we start being forced to discuss money and how much money. And I think these dudes is legit, and I feel like it's more than enough money in boxing for these guys to get paid, right? You know what I'm saying? Seen that video of a dude in AB in the club. Nah, I didn't catch it. Okay, so I might take that step aside. Boots might derail his goals, or he might refuse it. Force the fight, who knows? Yeah, I don't think he could beat Boots either, respectfully. Keller, what it do, homie? Mine got a tank fight next, but Norman fight on the undercard, Mayor, for his next fight. I think, look, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. That's why I say, man, that money side is tricky, man, but negotiations, I think, happen all the time, and fights don't come to fruition, right? It's just when they're made public, it starts to look a certain way. People start to paint a certain picture. I felt like Team Norman looked like it from the outside looking in. For me, they were leveraging the belt. I feel like from their standpoint, they're looking at it as we fighting what Eddie Hearn said is one of the best, if not the best fighter in boxing, right? And Jerron Ennis, and you fighting them in Philly. And they also, them having a belt, I can see why they want to try to get the little umph. I can see why. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I can understand why. But ultimately, like, I just feel like at this point, it's been so much said between both camps on both sides that it got to be some type of medium, right? It got to be some type of medium. I did hear that Boots mentioned in the post fight that he took less money or something like that for Stanionis. Somebody said that to me, so I'm gonna play this post fight so we can see if what's going on. We're gonna talk about it. Boots, if I get us off next, get it out the way, keep him busy. It's the reason why I get us off on the undercard. That's all facts. I said the same thing, Dub. I mentioned that Gearsall might slip in the back door because he already moved to the side for this fight to happen. You know what I'm saying? So I can see him wanting his opportunity, you know, but I also hearing Eddie Hearn speak on it, he's saying, like, you know, promote that guy as well, right? So it would be you know, he maybe could make something happen, being that that's his fighter too, you know. So yeah, that post fight, yeah, we're gonna pull it up. We're gonna get to it. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Smash that like button, sub to the channel. Let's keep building. Let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. Let's get into it. I just want to see them fight each other, man, because I think it'd be a great fight for boxing. And why not put the two guys in the ring with each other that, like I said, single-handedly, in my opinion, revitalized 147. Revived it. They breathed a whole new life. Tony, was good, homie? They breathed a whole new life in 47. It was almost falling by the inside.
The great champion like Stanionis was
just being a division that we look forward to for meaningful fights, for quality fights, right? But you know, Boo's been there, but it's just like you need to see these fights. You needed to see a unification, and he proved to everybody what he worth, man. So I hope they're able to hash out something where they can fight. And to me, it's not make or break that they fight in the very next fight. Lee, was good, homie. It's not, right? Like Dub said, if he fight Dead Solve, I ain't tripping because I understand what the man sacrificed to allow this fight to take shape on Saturday. So I respect it. If he's saying now I want my opportunity, Matty Hearn make it happen for him, it's all good. But ultimately, we know what the fights are. And I just hope, like I said, only I could do is hope that they see it that way and they make something happen.
exactly the kind of performance we knew would come, but to do it on that platform in that moment shows how special Gervonta is. So congratulations, Gervonta, and we open to the floor for questions. Yes.
Kevin Garcia with Fight Night. Boots, I mean, my first question for you is, you know, coming off your last fight, you know, there was talk, there was chatter, you know, was Boots have opportunities. You obviously silenced all those doubters today. How do you feel, you know, thinking about that talk and what you just did today?
That's what y'all was waiting for. That's what y'all looking for. Yeah, I mean, y'all seen it. Y'all seen it firsthand.
Boxing. And it's congratulations on amazing work.
Thank you.
The last two fights, put your heart out there, did everything you can. This fight, we seen you, a whole different man. A lot of body shots. You spoke the last fight, there was not too many body shots. A lot of hooks, uppercuts. You took them out in a beautiful way. What's next for you? What you want?
Right now, like I said, I'm gonna enjoy my win. You know, enjoy my win, chill with the fam. You know, enjoy this IBF, the WBA, and the Ring Magazine, and sit back and talk to the team. We'll see.
You showed off a lot of talent with your defense tonight, but it also seemed like you had like a lot of fun tonight. That was something that you really wanted to do. Show off the fun side along with the defense and along with the offense.
For sure. You know, that's like I said before. I don't want to sound repetitive, but when I fight top of the line guys, good guys, you know, that's what you're gonna see. You're gonna see a whole different me. You know, when I'm in that ring, I'm in my heavy place. So, you know, when I got a top guy and I'm fighting for something, it's a whole different story. And can't nobody mess with me.
Now he damn sure is in his happy place because he be in there styling. So I guess that's the moment right there where he said he gonna enjoy his win, spend time with the family. People expected him, I guess, to say, nah, Brian Norman, your ass next, da. Stretched out boxing, what it do, homie? I get it, but sometimes it be fresh, like this right after a fight. Like, I'm pretty sure his mind ain't on getting right back in the boxing ring at this current juncture, and that's normal, right? He thinking about taking some time. I know he put hella work in his training camp. That don't mean that he ain't looking to fight the guys, but sometimes breathing life into a situation, not knowing what's gonna happen next, is unnecessary. Maybe he taking that approach, but nowhere at all am I gonna say that he's just avoiding or I'm not going there. That's just weird. I mean, let's keep hearing what he had to say, man.
How does it feel to win the title here in Atlantic City, especially the crowd?
Yeah, and he tearing that gum up.
I feel great. You know, iconic place. You know, yeah, it's a blessing to be able to, you know, fight here at Borough Hall.
And Eddie, what thing is staring at you when you were going back for the corner, when you both went back to the corner? Based on that, were you surprised when the fight was stopped at that point, or did you think you were having that?
No, I was just reveling my vision. I was just picking it up, and I knew he was going to go. You know, the way from like the second round, from certain things he was doing, I'm like, I've been really wanted to pick it up, but my pop was like, my dad, and my team, he like, not yet. You know, just take your time, chill, have fun, and stick to the game plan, let it come.
Letting the knockout come to him is always going to be the most beautiful thing you'll ever see, because on his way to a knockout, you're going to see a plethora of offense. You're going to see you're going to see all types of shit. And one mixtape boots. Like, you get what I'm saying? Then he going to stop you. What he do? Triple, quadruple uppercut stopping this dude? That shit was pretty, man.
Trajectory over the last few fights, you've gone from Roman Villa at the smaller room here, 2 back-to-back fights in Philly. The last fight was against a guy you'd already fought before. The previous one before that was a replacement opponent. You've now unified the titles here in Atlantic City. Talk to us about that experience and the experience over the course of the last 3 fights.
Great experience. You know, I made history at fighting in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center. I think it was like 15,000. The first to do that. Came back, did it again. You know, I think I did like 10 or 11 or something like that. And then now we fighting here at this iconic arena at the Boardwalk. You know, it's, you know, everything falling in line. It's perfect timing.
And what would you like to do next?
Like I said, I'm gonna sit back and talk to the team. You know, I'm gonna enjoy this win, enjoy this victory, and we'll see.
Yes. Marcus, what it do, homie? Kyle Cooler, blessings, family. How you feeling?
I think Gervonta's already showed us as a team that he's about legacy and he's about fighting and beating the champions. I think the greatest achievement for any fighter is to become undisputed. And, you know, I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of how Boots felt at the weight, but certainly at the weigh-in, he looked extremely comfortable. And, you know, that was always part of the chat was after the Chidazian fight, is it time to move up? And, you know, I would have felt really like we hadn't done our job if he moved up without unifying the division. You know, and I think enough people don't really talk about the fact that people say, you know, he's never beaten a champion before. He was the interim IBF world champion.
Ashley's corner, what's good with it, cuz of J.A. Dixon, what's good, fam? How you feeling, bro? Yeah, they say he ain't be the champion. It's crazy, all that criticism they had, and when he go and do exactly what he said he was going to do, he stayed he said why he stayed there. He achieved you get what I'm saying, one of the goals. And it's like you still not satisfied, bro. Like he standing on business. He beating ass, bro.
And Errol Spence vacated the belt rather than fight Gervonta. So that's why they elevated him to IBF champion. And, you know, I said to him in the change room tonight, damn. He said, why? I said, because after the Chidazian fight, people actually wanted to fight you. Now we're going to go back to no one wanting to fight you. And I hope that the other champions have ambition.
But that was the setup. We set it up like that. You know what I mean? That way we knew we could be able to get some fights. You know what I mean?
Spence getting vacate, right?
Well, it's expensive because his money goes up.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the reality.
Yeah,
you know?
Y'all don't know. I took a pay cut for this fight too.
Boots
I took less money for this fight.
Gave Stanionis money to get him in the ring. You know, we hear at the press conference, you know, Stanionis has wanted Boots for years. Well, who's ever heard that?
Right.
We never had a phone call.
This fight happened because of me. I took less money. I gave Stanionis more money to fight me.
And that's not...
That shows who really wanted to fight.
And that's not...
So, I guess that's what couple people, like 2 people sent this to me talking about this. That's the part that they're talking about. I still don't make too much of it, but I understand the point, right? When people hear that, they like that was the whole reason Brian Norman and Boots didn't fight the first time. It was a money holdup, right? It was a money snag. It couldn't come to terms or come to agreement with the money. Team Ennis and Eddie felt like they was offering more than enough. B. Norman and company, they was pushing for more bread. When those same people hear him say that the reason this fight happened with Stanionis is because of him, he took less money. He gave Stanionis more money to make the fight. They're going to say, well, why wasn't you willing to give Brian Norman Jr. more money to make the fight? You see? And I hate these money conversations. I don't care about these dudes' money. I like the fact that they get their just due and get their bag. But I could understand the argument there. Or not so much the argument. I could understand the point that somebody is making, right? Because that's you throwing that out there. That was news to me. I didn't know any of that. You know what I mean? I thought it was what it was. You made him an offer, and y'all made the fight. But seems like he had to pay Brian, Stanionis X amount of dollars extra to get him in the ring. And that's what people are going to say. If you're willing to do that with Stanionis, why wouldn't you be willing to do it with Brian Norman? That's what they're going to say. And I can't answer that. But I know he did it here, and I don't feel like he ain't willing to fight nobody. That's just me. I don't see him being hesitant, scared to fight nobody. That's dope of him to make that sacrifice. But in all due respect, people are going to throw that out there. They're going to say, well, see, you said it yourself. You gave him more money, but we don't know what that more was. I don't know what Stanionis got paid. I wasn't even concerned with that. I was just looking forward to the fight, as always. But that's the argument, I guess, that people are making now. You know, oh, see, he'll give Stanionis more money, but he ain't give it to B. Norman. See, he don't want to fight. And then on the other end is B. Norman offered more money than he ever made in his career, and he ain't taking it, still asking for more. He don't want to fight. You see where I'm going? At the end of the day, you want to have people on both sides framing these guys as ducks, and I really don't think that's the case. You get what I'm saying? But we just don't know what the future holds. We don't know. This is probably why he said what he said the way he said it, man. We're going to go back, talk with the team, and figure it out. It ain't necessary for me to just call out a guy if the fight ain't going to happen, if that's not next. You get me? Because all that's going to do is build, put people in this position to talk shit. That's what they're going to do. Oh, thought you was fighting Norman next, and then he don't fight him for whatever reason that we might not be privy to, and fight anybody else. It's going to be the trash talk all over again. So maybe he just ain't trying to get people excited for something that he feels though he don't know if it is next. But just don't tell me that a guy that's been sold on wanting undisputed don't want to smoke with a guy that they was negotiating with. It just don't make a lot of sense. You got to give Boots his respect, bro. He's never showed you to be a scary dude. He's never shown you to be a guy that don't want to challenge you. We haven't seen that. And to my knowledge, I haven't seen it from Norman on his side. So just got to let the business do what it do, and hopefully they fight. You know what I mean? We get what we looking for, Fight fell through. I'm sure he did. Errol, but we want it bad enough. You gotta go get it. Yeah, man. Claim to be the boogeyman, then you will have to overpay. I feel you, Doug. Someone going to look it up, Jeff. Yeah, see if they get the answer, if I figure it out. But the fact that he said he gave extra is that's the argument people are making. You know what I mean? And all I'm saying is Boots is showing you he's willing to make sacrifice if need be. He done it in this situation. He probably willing to do it again. He done it once. If that's going to ensure him the fight and the opportunity at that other title that he won, he'd probably be willing to do it again. You just don't know. Why it didn't happen the first time, I don't know. But if we can't rewind, all we could do is go forward right now. So some people feel like Brian Norman and the team Norman, should I say, is asking for too much. People on the other side are feeling like what he's asking for is justified and he should get it. You know what I mean? Bosey knows Norman Senior Junior willing to fight, but Senior don't want it yet. I feel like he do. I want to get Senior on. I want to talk to Brian Norman Senior. Hitman's Robert, what it do? Get juniors to get the fights. They might have to overpay.
What we do or what we want to do. But sometimes
as
a team, you move forward collectively. And that's why these guys are great to work with. They're chasing greatness. But now, after a performance like that, no, we don't take less money. We take more money. So the other guys have got to, they'll get paid, but they have to show some ambition. It's just money, 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 money. What about trying to be number one in the division? Guys like Brian Norman, these guys, with all due respect to Brian Norman, he just boxed for about $150,000 on an undercard of Michaela Meyer against Andy Ryan at the Fontainebleau in Las Vegas. We can, if we go back to the Wells Fargo now to unify again, he will fill the whole place, 18, 19,000, unquestionably. So there's money in the pot, but you've got to show ambition as well.
And so given what you just said and the experience of setting up this fight here, who is going to be the tougher fight to make out of Mario Barrios and
Facts. PBC just fought Matchroom.
I heard that Barrios is talking about fighting Manny Pacquiao. I mean, what's all that about? Right? Brian Norman, for me, I spoke to Bob Arum during the week. He made it clear to me they want to try and make that fight. There's probably close to 10 times the biggest payday of Brian Norman's career to fight Boots Ennis. If you don't want to get in the ring, you might as well retire from the sport, because what's it all about? That kind of payday to fight the very best in the sport and prove yourself as a pound-for-pound great. So stop with Twitter, stop with Instagram, grow a set of balls and come and be in one of the biggest fights in the sport. Wells Fargo, back end of the summer or September or wherever it's going to be when he's ready. Let's make it happen.
so they were talking about Atlanta.
I mean, listen, I hear all of that. That shit sound great, sound perfect, but I don't really care that he made whatever he made. Like, they already said, look, bro, if we ain't getting what we want out of this fight, we're going to go take this fight and keep doing what we doing. And then people say, but what if he lose? And Derek Cuevas ain't no easy fight. He went out there and beat the fight out that man. So I don't really care how much dudes made, 10 times more than this and that. All I want to know is this. And I'm just curious as a supporter. What is it that Stanionis got paid? Far as when he got that extra. And I'm not saying that to be a nosy, messy guy. I'm just saying because is that anywhere in the ballpark of what Norman was asking for, or team Norman was asking for, or is it more? You get what I'm saying? I don't know, but I know it was a sacrifice made based on what Boots said. So I commend him for that. I salute him for that. The ISO got out the way. Boots paid more money. So it sounded like you had to overpay a bit to get Stanionis in there too. And now, he got another piece. He got another piece of the welterweight crown that you want. And I think they're going to leverage the belt. They're going to want to get paid too. Whether it's right or wrong, I can see that being, that being the case. They're going to want money. It was good with it. Then Boots going to 54 and petitioning, but hurry offered $2 million after everything was over. Old money swag was good with it. If so, then shit, like I feel like Ryan Norman probably going to want the same shit. You know what I'm saying? He did 24 rounds with Killer like Boots. Call him a bum. Yeah, you can't call him a bum. You can't. You can say you don't like how you fight though, but you can't call him a bum. That's a fact. But I'm just curious.
Why?
Because I want to see.
He's just boxed on an undercard in front of about 1,200 people. This guy, you heard what he said: 15,000, 12,000, 9,000 tonight, whatever it was. Come on. No, and that's what I said to those guys last time. Oh, we're not going to Philadelphia. Where do you think the money comes from? So this is not about being disrespectful. But Brian Norman's a great fighter, but don't we want to make great fights for the sport?
Right.
And like this guy's, he ain't losing at 47. He ain't losing at 54. He ain't losing at 60. Watch what he does over the next few years. He's going through all the divisions.
Talk that talk, Eddie.
Yeah.
Something different for you. And a lot of people were talking about your weight. And was it going to affect you tonight?
Yeah.
First of all, what do you have to say to those people who were saying you weren't going to be able to make the weight? You would have trouble with it. What do you have to say about your power after the stop?
146?
Yo, I don't know. People, y'all social media people crazy. I seen some people talking about look weight drain. I was, he gonna make weight, this, that, and the third. I was at weight on Tuesday. I didn't work out since Tuesday. I ate the day before the weigh-in. I make 147 easy. Y'all don't know what y'all be talking about. Y'all just be talking on the net, and y'all gotta chill.
Nah, that's a fact, Boots. I was saying it. I came here. I told y'all that weight drain shit. We gotta stop doing it. If he getting in the ring and you starting to see his performances being affected and him not looking like himself, then there's a conversation. But bro, I said it the whole time. Minus that rehydration, I think he gonna look phenomenal. I think he gonna go eat, get a meal in, and rehydrate perfectly, comfortably, and that's what he did. And then he came out there and proceeded to have probably the most fun he's had in just about any of his fights. I just want to put that in perspective. In the biggest fight of this man's life, because this was a unification, he probably had the most fun. He had fun the entire. That's dangerous, bro. Having that kind of fun, beating your ass is crazy.
You seen it, and I really was like just getting in my bag, getting in my groove for real. Like I said before, none of these fighters can mess with me. I'm the best in the world.
I just want to say as well, I don't know if it's the right time to say about your move down to 140.
Huh?
Remember at the weight. Hold on. Wait till you called out, guys, please. Yep.
Especially considering the quality of the opposition right here tonight. You feel this was one of your best, if not your best performance?
Probably. I gotta watch it. Even though I was in there, I can't say yet. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go in the hotel room. Well, I'm gonna go party first, then go watch it, and then we'll see. I'll let y'all know. I'll give my assessment.
Deck.
Can you just talk about the decision Samodio made to pull Stanionis out?
Right hit, man.
What'd you say? I didn't know.
Pulling out the trainer, pulling out Stanionis.
Like stopping it. Was that the right decision?
I think that was the right decision to make. Instead of him taking a punishment like that, he was taking a bad beating, man.
You know what I mean? You see his face was all busted up and everything. You know what I mean? I don't know. Was it him that quit, or did the corner stop it? The trainer stopped. Well, they did the right thing. You know what I mean? Because Boots was gonna knock him out.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. It only would have got worse. Stanionis was slowing down, and he was hurt.
You took it from him.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that after it went into the fight?
Yeah, you know, I mean, we knew what he was coming to do. He was coming to put pressure, jab, hook. That's about it. Try to throw punches in the inside, and I took all that away from him. You know, I just went in there and had fun, put on the show.
Boots is savage, bro.
Appreciate it.
So hypothetically, we all thought, in the past, we thought that Brian Norman fight was going to happen. Now let's
That's funny, Reek. They do.
By September. What's next? Is it definitely going to be undisputed, or is there a chance that you might move up? And does this Gervonta and his feet turn Crawford?
All depends.
I beat anybody in the world. I'm the best fighter in the world. I keep saying it. These fighters can't mess with me.
Talk that talk, Boots.
I think he's right. Look, we've also got
all gas, no brakes. Got his
Shakur
ass.
and Gearsoft
Got the brakes
that's
beat right off.
ordered to fight the winner of tonight. We have to deal with that situation. We got Brian Norman. We got Barrios. We'll talk, but I want to see him fight the other champions.
Son of God, my homie.
Yeah.
What's good with it, bro? How you feeling?
Last one was what, about a good 10 years ago? What's next? When are you gonna bring another fight here in Atlantic City?
I don't know. Look, it really worked here. I think the venue is iconic, but just also it worked with Gervonta Ennis. You know, he's boxed here before. He did a good gate here before in a smaller hall, and luckily he's got a lot of passionate supporters. You heard made the trip down from Philadelphia. That means a lot, and I just feel like it was a really good decision. Got to shout out Everett actually and the team, because we went back to back Philly quite quickly, and sometimes three times in what would be a year. So it's a lot to keep going back, and I feel like now when we go back, it's going to be twice as big. And I think it was a really smart move to come to the Boardwalk Hall. And I love the place, love the venue, love it. Visit Atlantic City, the Boardwalk Hall, Gary, Jim, the whole team. They've been sensational. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I know people want that direct answer. Y'all want to hear them say Brian Norman right now, but like I said, man, I think that stuff will get worked out. I think it's clear what Boots want. I think he is going to take a little, enjoy his win for a second. He's going to get right back to it. It's clear what the man wants. I don't think he's going to deviate from the plans. I don't think he avoiding it, trying to not fight nobody. And we got to stop clowning Brian Norman for fighting on the undercard. Who cares? The performance, he beat ass on that undercard too. He had another spectacular performance on that undercard too. I don't give a damn about him fighting on the undercard. Like, I really don't care. What I do care about is how he proved people wrong. Once again, they was counting him out, talking about he possibly could lose, and then he fumbled the bag. He should have took the Boots fight right when he had the chance. All this stuff. Like, we got to keep in mind, Brian Norman wasn't the one. Junior wasn't the one doing no talking. He was just putting in the work. He let his team that he paid do what they do, right? His pops, I heard what his father said. He said he was trying to keep people in the loop to let everybody know what was going on. It was never so much. It wasn't about, Boots and his pops as much as it was Eddie Hearn. He felt like that was playing the games. That didn't really want to make the fight. I think both fighters involved really want to fight. And that's why I like hearing both of them say they're going to be hands-on in terms of their careers, right? And be more attentive as to what's going on, so you don't hear no mix-ups, no back and forth. Because I just want to be clear, we never heard Norman Jr. say he won't fight. We never heard him say that. We never heard him say what money wasn't enough. He did no talking and none of this. He did not. His team, his people was doing it, right? And we just attached it to him because they represent him, obviously, right? But him as the fighter, that matters to me. Like, hearing him, he never said nothing about not wanting to fight. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think he's scared to get in there. I don't think he want to prove himself just like Boots. And for Boots to get that ultimate goal, he's going to have to see Brian Norman. And Brian Norman obviously still is the WBO champion. And right now, that's what it's looking like. He doing his thing, man. He looked like he improving as a young fighter. And that's what you want to see. And like I said, man, it's only up for him. All you got to do is stay focused, stay poised, keep training, keep winning. You know what I'm saying? I know people didn't like the public negotiations, but I don't look at his father is not wanting to fight for him. I really don't believe that. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't personally, but I hope this gets proven in the next few months or so or whatever. You get what I'm saying? I would love to see the fight between the two. It's must see. It's a pick 'em fight. You know what I mean? I know who the favorite going to be for good reason. You know what I mean? I think Brian Norman to be a live dog. If he's an underdog in that fight, he's proven to you that you can't count him out, right? Boots just a dangerous guy. You know what I mean? You put them two animals, them two dogs in there together, we're going to get a scrap. You know what I'm saying? May the best man win. Like I said, I rock with them both. But let me play the rest of this, and we're going to keep rolling, man. He might.
Yeah, I mean, it allows you to talk about the history and the heritage of this place, you know. And when you talk about the people that have fought here, you know, Holmes, Foreman, Tyson, Leonard, you know, Mayweather, Gatti, I put this guy at that level, honestly. And it's difficult at 27 to talk about those names, but I promise you, one day you'll be talking about Gervonta Ennis in the same way you talk about all those people that have graced this great venue. So for us as a promotional company, it was amazing. And for Gervonta, it's been the perfect stop in this incredible rise of fame that he's had in 12 months. And collectively, we've all done a great job. And tonight, he did the perfect job.
And when you come back to Philly?
We'll be back for Philly for his next fight.
Hey, Eddie, how did you get backstage?
Wait, oh, you said what?
How did you get Tyrese backstage?
I mean, me and him actually kind of cool. So, I go to season games and things like that. Cool guy. I keep in contact with him. In the summer, we're going to try and help him out to, get ready for the next season. So, yeah, so I asked him to walk me out.
Couple more, guys, yep.
Day was good with it, bro.
So during the press conference, Stanionis was asked about this fight. He said, all gas, no brakes.
That's what we wanted.
I seen it.
Talk about it a little bit, Bose.
It's not fully true, though, from what I understand.
What do you think about that?
I told y'all he's going to run right into a rock, big boulder, and that's what he did. All gas, no brake. What car you know that?
Marcus, what is it?
What car you know that guy just goes go? And, they go over the bridge if you're going to keep going like that. You're crazy, you.
Boots said, what car you know that just keep on going? She gonna go right over the bridge. OP, what's good with it, fam? How you feeling? Yeah, that's funny, man. Boots crazy.
Oh, no. I just told him, I said, if you come like that, you gonna get stopped. That's what I told him.
There go
He keep
Boots.
on
I
coming
love Boots.
forward, you gonna get stopped. Well, he stopped on his own.
Yep.
Right. Tay, what's good, homie?
They playing, man. These guys don't really want to fight Boots. Brian Norman don't either.
I think he do, though. I really do.
No.
Because I believe he a real fighter.
Nothing difficult for him.
Damn.
Yep. You have a question? Oh, no, yeah. Yep.
Brian Norman's father on IG said that if Brian thinks Boots got hit tonight, he will go night. Any response?
Boots got hit.
Brian Norman's father.
When he said that?
Yo, Brian Norman not good.
They just been just building themselves up off of Boots, man.
Good, yo.
You know what happened when he came to the gym? You know what I mean? So we didn't worry about it.
They ain't do nothing but talk.
All they doing is talking.
Social media. They on a social media tour right now. They talking. They trying to build their name up off me.
They've been doing it. That's what they've been doing.
They not really about it. If any of y'all in here made 100,000 y'all last fight and y'all got offered $2 million to fight me, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? Y'all gonna fight me, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's closed in the story right there. Closed key.
Yeah.
That shows what he really about for.
But you see when Brian Norman fought the last fight, he got caught on the chin. Look what happened. Imagine if Boots hit him on the chin. He going to sleep.
Oh, man. They going in. Listen, I like B. Norman, man. I think he do want to fight.
Has a big fight coming up at middleweight, but says he has title aspirations at 147. I'm talking about kind of that. Any chance that we'd ever get to see Boots go out to London?
Yeah, the UK fight fans are crazy. They would all been staying up tonight watching Gervonta Ennis. If he came to London,
I'm gonna keep saying it. I understand, but I get it. Take the money 10 times more than you ever made. I get all of that, but I hate, like I said, I can't stress it enough. I hate public negotiations because it usually leads to no fight. I get the point people are trying to make. That was all that money. You could have took it. You fought on the undercard. I get it. Yada, yada, yada. I think they were just trying to leverage the belt, and maybe it just didn't work in their favor. But I don't think it was an attempt not to fight him. I don't think they were trying to waste time to just clout chase his name. I do think that they'll be willing to get in there with him, right? It's just going to be interesting to see if they ever negotiate again and where it go from there. I just want to see a fight between two fighters that I support, that I think are dogs. I like what Senior is doing, putting his son in position. He's vocal. He make himself readily available to speak to the people. Know what I mean? And then you got Boots on. He always standing on business. So it's just, I don't pick no sides and none of that. That's for them to negotiate. You know what I mean? I just hope that they're able to come to a common ground when it's time and deliver a fight for the people and for themselves. I think Brian Norman is dangerous. I think low-key, steadily getting better, improving from fight to fight. That's what you want to see. He is still very young. You get what I'm saying? Was he 23, 24? So he only going to keep growing if given the opportunity. That's what I believe. So just got to see where it takes him, man. Now, this fight we can't miss this fight. You know what I'm saying? Boxing got to deliver this fight. They have to. Like GHB was saying, you know, the suits, we know how it is. They be calling the shots ultimately. So I just hope that all parties are involved are vested in making this fight. The interesting thing about it last time when they negotiated is that nobody was trying to get in the way of on their side from making the fight, right? It just ended up they tried to negotiate and get a certain number. They was unable to get it. I think that came to an end, and you know, Boots had to go ahead and do what he did, fight Karen. So, you know what I mean? I just don't see no reason why they can't kind of essentially pick up where they left off and make good out of the situation, right? Fights need to happen. Boots, you made a sacrifice before. I don't know if he'll be willing to do it again, but I feel like if he done it once, maybe he'd be willing to do it again. You know what I mean? Just to sacrifice to make the money. You know what I mean? But if he don't want to do that at the same time, could you blame him? That's the thing. You know what I mean? So it's tough. Melanie Queen, salute to the Queen. How you feeling today, sis? People apparently were just in negotiating with Junior. What you say? Pardon me. Man, I missed it. Yeah, I mean, somebody might have to get overpaid, bro. They didn't really want to fight at that time. Now saying they won't fight Boots. I feel you. Thrill Hill, what it do?
Now, this is the crazy thing about boxing in America versus boxing in London. If Jaron Ennis, an American world champion, came to London just on holiday, not to fight, he would get mobbed, stopped down the street, in shops. Shakur did it the other week with me. People going up to him crazy. And that's the thing, what we've got to change in America. This guy, and people like Shakur, when you talk about 27 years old, best in the division, unified world champion, or Shakur, 3-division world champion, we got to make these guys superstars. And this guy's now a superstar in Philadelphia and surrounding areas. Now we've got to make him a superstar across the whole of America. And I'd love to see him fight globally as well. Look, there's a fight London, there's a fight in the Middle East.
So there you go for people. Emmanuel, what it do, homie? For people asking Eddie Hearn, why don't he make fights with Boots in other areas and shit like that? Well, you hear what he doing. And he pretty much said what I was saying. He trying to establish him here. He had him out in Philly, ran it back to see what it did. Great numbers there. He slid him over to AC. It's in Jersey. Great numbers there. Now he building. Now you can see wherever else you could place him at and get him an opportunity and just keep building him. That's what you want to see right now. I think Boots is in a great position. And I want to see the young man just keep winning. He doing his job. He doing his part. He's staying out the way, staying committed to the sport. He's not getting in trouble. He a gym rat, always in shape. He always ready for the opportunity. And he's going out there and winning spectacular fashion like he did Saturday. Get that man the opportunities, bro. You know what I mean? But I do think we should build B Norman up because you don't want it the consensus to be that you beat up a bum. Right now, you moving forward. You'll beat up another young, hungry, undefeated fighter that wanted to win. You know what I mean? I think Norman is good. I just think Boots got some freakish athleticism, and his talent is just something different, man. He is. But I feel like Brian Norman, for whatever you feel like he lack, he make up for it in determination, grit, will, hunger, shit like that. That kid want to win, and he putting in the work too to get better. So just gotta allow these fights to happen and these fighters to grow. You know what I mean? I think it'll be a really good fight for the welterweight division. Matter of fact, I think that's the best fight to make at the welterweight division. Norman and Boots. D for the win, my dog. What's good with it, bro? How you feeling? Tension cord start. The real boxing fans not casual, but that's the problem. Casuals want to rock them, sock them, robots. Yeah, I think so too, Marcus. They do. Hilltop was good, family. That's how you build a fan base. Facts. That's how you build. What he doing is pretty smart. It's actually smart. You know what I'm saying? It'll work in his favor. It'll work in his favor. It'll be smart for him to continue to build them that way, right? Keep putting them in position to get those opportunities, man. Like we be trying to skip steps and rush it like we know how to promote better than the promoter. But I think Eddie got a pretty good handle on what he's doing right now with Boots. Let's just see if he can get him to the finish line. Let's see if he can secure another, unification or title opportunity for him. Let's see. Freaking Fly, what it do, homie? Yeah, he was on 7-8. Yeah, shout out to 78 Sports TV, man. He was up there talking to stuff, B. Norman. Senior was. They feel like Boots don't want it. I'll play that if y'all want. Shout out to 78 Sports TV, man. It was a good build. I did go over there and check it out. I did go check it out. It was pretty decent. Pretty good. He's talking his talk, as he always do, though. Norman Jr., Norman Sr. ain't never short on words, y'all. Never. He ain't going to buy this time.
This was exactly the kind of performance. Him a superstar across the whole of America, and I'd love to see him fight globally as well. Look, there's a fight London, there's a fight in the Middle East, but right now, I think next up, we really want to, I want to shout out the Zone as well, who, have obviously invested in tonight, but even before that, they put the money up for the Judasian fight, and Boots has been spot on, and they will be putting the money up for the next foe as well.
Hey, Eddie, Boots is down Ring Magazine meeting at 147. Can we expect him in the future to headline or Ring Magazine card?
Yeah, obviously it's a business, but at the same time, kind of like him headlining his own cards as well, and that's what he's been doing a lot of. I mean, look, one day he's going to receive a huge offer to fight in Riyadh season or on a Ring Magazine card, but we've got the beauty of being able to do what most fighters in America can't do. I mean, tell me a bigger ticket seller in America than Jaron Ennis. Gervonta Davis, huge ticket seller, and Canelo Alvarez. That's it. So this is the guy right here. We don't need to be, waiting for a call. We can plan our own future. I'm sure it will come. But this is the guy. And, I messaged Turkey tonight with a picture of this great belt because, this is a great belt. And now he's got it.
Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland back in the super chat, man. Appreciate your continued support, bro. Feels good being a Boots fan after this weekend, right? Feels good being a supporter of Boots. Man, feel good to say that he was going to be and one mixtape Boots, and he really did. He was skip to my boots. No, skip to my little boots. Know what I'm saying? Skip to my little boots out there. Styling and profiling, man. He had fun. And I want to see him take his time off, rest up, and get right back to it, man, because he must see TV. You know what I mean? I was able to catch him. I always got to shout out my dog D for the win, man, making it possible. But we went out there and seen that man in Philly. He beat all kind of ass. And he did it again Saturday. And it's more asses the beat. It's more bodies to catch, as he say, right? Mr. Catch Your Body, man. He on top of his game right now. And I feel like Norman Jr. is looking the best he's looked in his career consistently, right? Just seemed like the perfect thing to do. Just seemed like the perfect thing to do. So like I said, y'all, I just wanted to, play this and let y'all hear what he said, for himself. So he did speak about the sacrifice that he made. You get what I'm saying? To make this fight. He gave up extra money. He took a sacrifice, took less money. So that's dope. Hopefully he don't have to do that to get Norman in there, right? But if he do, I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I just wouldn't. You get me? dudes be wanting to get paid, especially if you fighting the best fighter in the world, like Boots. You know what I mean? One of the best fighters.
We'll see.
In the world.
You know, like you just said, and we'll see.
Yeah, last one, guys.
Boxing fighter. Boots, a lot of people feel that you beat the best fighter at welterweight. Do you feel the same way that he's better than Stanionis, he's better than Barrios?
For sure. For sure. I definitely think Stanionis is the better one, you know, at this weight division. I beat the top guy. I'm number one. He was number two. And I know it's off topic, but shout out to him. You know, he about to have a baby, I think today or tomorrow. So blessings to him. Hopefully he get back home safely, and you know, bring a child into this world. So that's a blessing.
Shout out to Boots, man. Big shout out to Boots. Shout out to Stanionis. He fought back as hard as he could. Boots just had every answer. He had all the answers, Sway. You get me? He had all the answers, Sway. He went out there and handled business in spectacular fashion, man, in a real way. You know, some people was picking him, though, yo. Stanionis had a fair amount of people picking him to win. So, look, man, we'll see what he say when he come back from his little break that he deserved, man. He just kicked ass Saturday. People are looking and pressing for a call out. I don't even think that shit is necessary at this point. I mean, the question is, are y'all going to be able to get on the same page and make a fight happen? You know what I'm saying? That's what it boils down to. I don't have no side when it comes. I hope y'all both get y'all money. So we the fans, we the supporters, we could see two of the best young fighters go out there and mix it up. Two guys that I got respect for that I think are dogs. You get what I'm saying? I like what Brian Norman is doing. Keep putting your son in position, man. Talk your talk, man, and don't be scared to talk it, man. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time. I think they're on a collision course, respectfully. I feel like Norman is in a great spot. I feel like I said, as an improved young fighter, he could keep winning. I don't know if he'll end up in Japan with that's what's his name, Sasaki or whatever his name is. I wouldn't be totally surprised. I wouldn't be fully surprised if Gyasol got the fight, got the call next, right? Because it's one thing for Boots to say that, but Eddie Hearn is also like, man, he's speaking about multiple options. And the only thing I don't like him is the promoter, because he can make it happen. I know Boots will fight him regardless of what. But when I hear Eddie Hearn say certain things, it make me a little concerned. Like, don't downplay the opposition. You get me? Don't downplay the opposition, bro. He a solid guy. You know what I mean? He a good young fighter, a good young champion, man, that ain't even supposed to be here. So in many ways, he's playing with house money because of the way people counted him out. They didn't expect Brian Norman to be here, right? And he is. So I think I just respect guys as the fighters that they are. He won the belt against all odds. Bloodied a guy, beat the fight out of him. He punched, made a guy quit in his last fight. He rolling. Boots beat a guy, made him quit on the stool. Him and his team said, yeah, no more. That's it. You get me? So look, they dogs. They're two dogs. You don't beat somebody the way he beat Santillan if you ain't no dog. You don't go out there. He was getting clipped early in that fight with Cuevas. It could have been either or, but he made the correction, got the hand up, started blocking that shot, and got him up out of there. I think he was, what was it, a right hand he was getting clipped with? I forget. But he was getting clipped early. He made the adjustment, got that guy up out of there early. Yo, he a sponge, bro. He really is. Brian Norman's a young learning, and improving fighter, in my opinion. And I think the more opportunities he get, the more he's gonna polish up. I think he's gonna get sharper as the performances go. That's what I'm seeing from him. Boots is always gonna be Boots, you know. But I know it's people that want to see him at 54. I ain't rushing him. I just want to see him get what he came for, what he sacrificed his body for, what he currently sacrificing for at 47 is to be that guy and snatch up the remaining 2 titles. And that shit shouldn't be no drawn out ass situation. Mario Barrios, this go for anybody. Nobody that's a young champion should be talking about fighting Manny Pacquiao. I get it. Is he a legend and all this stuff? But be for real, bro. He probably done. The champions need to fight. I really want to hear more from Mario Barrios' team than this whole notion that he'll possibly be fighting Errol Spence because of what PBC said, or it could be Boots. Like, I want to hear what y'all plans are. Like, Do y'all who want to fight Boots for real? Like I think Norman is one, but look, we kind of let Barrios off the hook like he ain't a champion too. Who he want to fight? You get me? Because he just fought Abel Ramos, and Abel Ramos took him through hell. I think he's the most beatable champion out of the three that's remaining. I do. I think he take a lot of punishment. His face break up pretty bad. Like I don't know if people remember how bad his face looked for that Abel Ramos fight, but it wasn't pretty. That thing, his face looked crazy. He got beat on, you know. So, man, we just got to see it, man. I don't know what that dude want. You know, his team, even when they spoke about Boots, they said we're gonna need that. We're gonna need to get paid. They want to get paid too. That's why I say we putting it all on B Norman. Like other people, Stanionis got paid, y'all. Like, nah, hold on, man. I was about to let this slide, bro. Nah, hell no. Hold on, y'all. Let me plug the mic back in. I want to point this out. We crucifying Norman, but Boots really had to give up more money for Stanionis to get in there, and nobody said nothing. Like, get me? You see what I'm saying? Like he had to pay him more to get in there. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, we cool with that. You get me? So I ain't tripping. Brian Norman, pay that man, pay that man. Pay that man so we can see the fight. Boots deserved the opportunity to be great and chase his legacy. Brian Norman deserved that little that the rest of these dudes got, right? You also paid, from what I understand, shout out to my homie Boxing, you overpaid for the Karen second fight. From what I understand, you overpaid there. And this ain't nothing to do with Boots, but this is Eddie Hearn. Make that shit happen for your fighter. Stop treating it like, oh, well, we're offering the money. Make that fight for your guy too, because he deserved that shit. He deserved to get that opportunity, bro. Dude been sacrificing, dealing with people calling him a duck because he ain't forfeit his title at 47 to go up there fighting with Virgil Ortiz, missed the 48 months. It's the guys who team put out a public statement when they was in the same weight class that he needed 48 months to be ready for. Now we got how quick we forget that. Now he moved to another weight class where he established himself, and you see Boots within arm's reach of snatching up his goal. You want him to just forfeit that to go fight you where you comfortable at on your terms. When y'all was in the same weight class before the health concerns, y'all needed 48 months. And hell nah, I'm doing this on my terms. I got fish to fry down here. He smoked Stanionis like a pack of cools. You know what I'm saying? And one mixtape Boots all night long, all the way into the stoppage. You get what I'm saying? Now on to the next. Eddie Hearn, you doing a hell of a job right now. It's building some momentum. You putting these guys in position. Finish the job. It ain't done. They right there. You got the best. You got one of the best fighters in the world in the entirety of the sport. Get that man them opportunities, bro. We heard the stories. I'm not in the hell with this. We letting people off the hook. Mantis Stanionis asked for a little more and he got it. So much so Boots took the less money. We know this because this is what Boots said, right? Get that man that opportunity. Boots deserve an opportunity to chase belts, like he said. There ain't no run-of-the-mill guy got nothing for Boots. Nothing. Ain't nothing to prove. Now, outside of the gear soft situation, I'm cool with that because I understand it. But outside of that, get that man the fights. You got a badass fighter in your stable, bro. You need to act like it. Bet on him because he beating ass, bro. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, with performances like what he just put out Saturday, yeah, people gonna want to get paid to get that type of leather put up on him. Man out there throwing triple, quadruple uppercuts on his way to a finish. People ain't trying to be on the receiving end of that without that proper cheddar. You get me? Stanionis got it. You know, people want that bread. Because they know they in for hell playing with Boots. They know it. They know how well Eddie promoted him. Like, he's the best fighter. Yeah, they're like, oh, really, Eddie? And I think the fact that Boots was so vocal about what he want, being undisputed, they looking at it like, oh, you need this belt. Like, listen to Norman saying. He said, yo, for you to be undisputed, you gotta fight us. So I think with that being said, you know you need this. So I think that's where he feels like the leverage comes in. I could be wrong. That's why I said I would love to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not in their business. I ain't saying what they deserve, but I know one thing. I know two things. Boots deserve an opportunity to keep being great at 47. Boxing fans deserve an opportunity to see them two young dogs that revived the 47 division by themselves. Boots and Norman, they deserve a shot to be great and fight each other. And Norman deserves a shot at being a unified champion too, right? They work themselves in position to be able to fight each other. They're champions, legit. The dudes got title defenses and all types of shit. They legit. Let's see one of the best fights in the division. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to my homie Dean. By any means, he gave that man 1.7. Beat Brian Jr. only got 200K in his last fight. Yeah, man. Look, they got to fight. They got to fight. Day was good with it, homie. B-Dog was good with it. I think Eddie let it be known that that's the last time he takes a pay cut. But you know what? B-Dog, they're going to say, why take a pay cut with Stanionis and not, you get what I'm saying? And not with Norman Jr. I'm not never asking no man to take less than what he's supposed to get at all. But that I know, just to be real and fair, I know people are going to say that. They're going to suggest that. Well, why you couldn't have did it with him? So you get what I'm saying? That right there, you know, is going to be something. That's going to be the next talking point. As to why, I'm telling you, why they're going to say Boots gave him more money and was willing to fight him, but not Brian Norman. And then vice versa, it's still going to be like, well, you still offered 10 times more than you ever got, and you didn't take it, so you don't want to fight. It's the same shit all over again. I'm just not big on the duck talk. I'm not. I know business got to make sense for guys, and sometimes people might overplay their hand. But I just, in this case, I'm just going off of what I see in these fighters, and I could be wrong, but I don't see guys as scary dudes. I don't see dudes as, you know, fighters as guys that don't want to prove themselves. I don't think so. AJ was good with a shout out to the homie Dean. The trainer was in the corner like, you can't let me know no more. No more. I knew wants to fight Boots. It's all on Boots. He should want to fight Boots. Why is it Boots to give up? Boots give up that. Now he earned what he got. Yeah. Listen. He ain't got to do nothing. But I know the conversation is gonna be, if you was willing to give it to one, why not the other? Rude exposure. What it do, homie? Norman can lose, and I never necessarily thought that the money had to come out of Boots' purse per se. I feel like Eddie Hearn, which you always promote how great of a fighter he is, people are going to want to fight him, how dangerous he is, and it's well known and documented. He calling himself Mr. Catch a Body and proceeds to put Stanionis in the casket Saturday. You get me? Like, that's a dangerous guy. People going to always want to get paid to fight him. It's just one of them situations where is Eddie Hearn really prepared to make any necessary sacrifice to get him the money? Because look, Boots took the hit to make this fight, not Eddie Hearn. He took the less money, as he said out his own mouth. So I feel like in this situation, Eddie, you take the hit then. You know what I'm saying? You take the hit. Boxing expert, what it do, homie? We're in the Boots for Undisputed. I mean, it'll be good. Heather E, howdy, Queen. How you feeling? Cool. JC, what it do? How much the Stanionis make versus Boots? I don't know. I didn't never looked it up because I never cared. The only reason I brought it up is because of hearing what Boots said, right? He had, you know, to make this fight. I didn't know he had to give up more money. I thought Stanionis was super game. He said 1.8. Yeah, somebody else did say that, 1.8. So I don't know. Ryan, what it do, homie? Mr. M Pride in the building was good, Brody. Shout out to my homie D for the win as well. They are Brian on pretty much the same thing. That's that. It seemed like, but my thing is right. Why like what is it that you get what I'm saying? And I'm not counting nobody's pockets, only speaking on what he said, right? But what is it that Stanionis really needed more for to make the fight happen, right? Why did Boots have to come out of his pocket? Is what I'm saying, right? Boots didn't do anything wrong. He made a sacrifice to make it. But my question is like, why was that even necessary? You get what I'm saying? Yeah, them 4 uppercuts is ridiculous. Right, Mike Kirkland. I don't either, bro. I don't see him as a scary dude. Not at all. Watch the fight again tonight. Shout out to the zone. Hearn is not taking anything except for Turkey and his fighters' money, unfortunately. Yeah, man. So I just want to see what makes sense. And again, for Boots to be happy and fully satisfied, he's gonna have to get that himself. So, you know, Barrios, I don't know where he fits in at in terms of if he's gonna fight one of them. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. He said for the newborn. He said, "Hey, I'm having baby. I need more." Barrios fight might be there to make, but Barrios has a little fan base, yeah. So I wonder what's up with Barrios because that, like I said, they threw out the Spence thing. Bob Santos threw out Spence, but he also said that's what he was being told by the PBC. They mentioned Spence, a possible Texas showdown, something like that. Then he mentioned possible all-out unification with Boots, but then Pacquiao name came up as well. So it's a lot. Like, I don't know exactly where he's settling at, where his heart at. And I know he got some hands put on him in his last fight. So it's gonna be interesting to see who he fight next. I didn't anticipate him fighting Abel Ramos, and I didn't think it would get that tough down the stretch. He started out hot, but it got tough for him. Take a 150K for a fight. Just so Norman would take 150K for a fight, but not 1% for boots. That makes sense. I think the problem too is Norman Jr. wasn't doing any talking in all of this. I think his team was sorting it out, but it reflected on him as if he didn't want it. You get me? Shout out to Dragons, supply and demand. Boots want them belts. And trying to see how bad he wants them. Yeah, I think that's the case too. I really do. Whether it's right or wrong is another discussion, but I think that is being leveraged because he's been so vocal about what he wants. And I think that is the reason why they like, okay, not only am I fighting one of the best fighters in the world, we got something that they want. So we should be able to have some breathing room to try to leverage some more money. I'm guessing that's the way they think. So it could be a them overplaying their hand. Like the last thing you want to do is getting your own way to the point where a fight doesn't happen, right? You don't want that because that fight gives both guys an opportunity to be great. It does. It's a great opportunity for both. It'll move Boots one step closer if he wins. Shit, Brian Norman is to pull off an upset because my guess is he'll be an underdog in that fight, right? That should be ridiculous, man. Another upset, especially at that magnitude. You get what I'm saying? At that magnitude, bro, it'll be crazy. It'll be crazy, bro. See what would it do, homie? Better fight for Boots than Barrios, in my opinion. I think so too. Younger, fresher, less mileage on him. Every bit is hungry, right? Every bit is hungry. So I think it'll be a good one, man. Shout out to 78 Sports TV. I want to play this short video he had that I watched from him because he talked to Brian Norman Sr. and I want to let y'all know what Senior thoughts was. Shout out to 78 Sports TV. I want y'all to hear this. Y'all smash that like button, man. Sub to the channel. We still building, man. Liven up. We going to keep rocking Barrios in the closet right now. High, and I don't know what he doing. And didn't get turned down. Yeah, it wasn't Junior, man. His team handled the business, but it reflected on him. But that's why I think he said he was slipping in his pimping. Meaning you're going to be a little more hands-on and paying attention to what's going on. So I think that's a smart move. It's good for boxing. That's what you want, a guy to be fully aware as to what's going on with his business. Get what I'm saying? That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see for sure, man. Every time. Yeah, but y'all make sure if you ain't hit the like button, make sure you hit it. And make sure if y'all notifications ain't on, do make sure your notifications on. Appreciate everybody rocking out. Let's keep going though. But again, like I said, shout out to 78 Sports TV. He talked to Brian Norman Sr. And this is what he had to say.
Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Smash that like button, share the video. And back in the building, we have a very special guest, father and trainer extraordinaire, Brian Norman Sr. How you doing today, sir?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing wonderful, wonderful, brother. Okay, so I had to get your reaction to Gervonta Boots Ennis' performance versus Stanionis last night. And he said he had some words for you guys after the fight. So, but
he said what now?
After the fight against Stanionis, him stopping Stanionis, he called out you guys. Him and Eddie Hearn said that they want you guys. Eddie Hearn said basically that they're offering 10 times your highest payday. That y'all fought for $150,000 on the undercard, and saying that y'all have to be reasonable and come to the negotiation table. What's your response to the situation?
That's not even what he said. He said that we fought for $100,000 on the undercard, which is not true, because when you're a world champion, you have minimums, and it's much more than $100,000. He said that Boots said that they offered us $2 million, which is not true. That's exactly what we asked for. They offered us that we'd have been fighting. And also,
so see, for the people that saying Stanionis got the $2 million, I guess the extra money he asked for, 1.8, whatever. They saying he never got up to $2 million. And it's gonna be that same money talk back and forth. Ultimately, they got two dogs. let him off the leash. I hope the business of boxing could work something out and they can fight.
The fight would have been made anyway because my son's hand turned out to be ready last November anyway. Also, you could say you heard they called us out, but they didn't. He said, Boots said, and I quote, after Eddie said that Bob, he talked to Bob, they want to make the fight. They asked Jerron and his father. They said they don't want to fight. They didn't say they want to fight. They never said they want to fight us. Still.
Oh, okay. So what was your take on what they said as far as the
it's a bunch of spinning. They're spinning. They're spinning story. They're spinning everything. The fight wasn't going to get made. The fight was bullshit from the start. They paid Stanionis more than what they offered us. They moved the venue out down the street to Atlantic City. Like, it was a lot. You know what I'm saying? But we're not worried about it. You know what I'm saying? My son not chasing him. My son is 4 years ahead of him. My son's a world champion, 3.5 years. I'm sorry. My son's a world champion. He's 3.5 years younger. He has his own career to live, and we willing to fight. If they're willing to fight, we can make the fight happen. I mean, other than that, we're not chasing them.
How did you feel when
Real quick, I hear that, and I feel like whenever you got two fighters that want to fight, don't nobody need no convincing. Don't nobody got to do no chasing. But we do want to see the fight materialized because it had everybody vested when it was going back and forth negotiating before. So I get it. He has his stance. He has his take. He has his way he views things. And we, the people, we assess everything and how we see it, right? Ultimately, they was asking for a certain amount of money that they was unable to secure from Eddie. But like I said, we got two situations to highlight and point to where extra funds was given to the opponent for X amount of reasons, right? So we seen it with Karen. That fight was going to be in Germany. Remember they was talking that he lost the purse bid. I hear he paid and got the extra money and whatever, made the fight for him. So again, man, I don't really want to get into their negotiation side. That's not for me to argue. I get it. I just want to see them get the money that they want so we can see fights. You get me? I thought, like I said earlier, Boots making a sacrifice to make this fight happen was dope. I didn't think that's something he had to do. You get what I'm saying? To take less money out of his own pocket to secure a fight was dope. But again, like I said, there's going to be people that's going to ask why you're not willing to make the sacrifice for Brian Norman Jr. Now that's not me saying it. I people going to go back and forth because they want so bad to try to frame one of these fighters as a duck. But I just don't think that's the reality. I think I'll maintain this to the end until I see something different. I think we got two guys that really are willing to fight, right? But the business got to make sense for both parties involved, I believe, right? Just like with any other fight. So I hope the next time around, if there's a next time around, it's not a public negotiations. Barrios needs to get his eye together. Yeah, he got his eyes bashed. YSM, my guy, I got you, bro. Yeah, make sure y'all smash that like button. We're going to play this ain't too much longer than this. I got you.
How did you feel when you heard in the post-fight press conference that Boots kind of bragged that he gave Stanionis the money he wanted? Like he took less to make that fight, but he didn't do it with y'all.
I feel like, why didn't you do that for us? He didn't do that. He didn't do that for us at all. It was, again, the fight was bullshit from the start.
Now, I understand the question, but I'm never going to be the guy that's advocating for a fighter having to take money out of their purse to make the fight. You know, maybe I got it wrong. I always felt like maybe the promoter would be able to make or take the sacrifice, make the sacrifice. Maybe I got it wrong, though. Maybe it would be up to the fighter, as we just seen just happen with Boots and Stanionis, right? Said he had to pay him an extra little bread to get him in the ring. So it is what it is. That's that situation. Now we can't, maybe they was able to negotiate something. I don't know, but it happened. The fight happened. We got it. It was worth it. And one mixtape was in the building, and he showed up and showed out like I said he would. And now we on that what's next stuff. But my main, my point is I'm not about to frame any of these dudes as ducks. I just don't like that conversation, right? It just don't make a lot of sense to me. Shout out to my guy, YSN. What's good, bro?
Just, all right. First off, what's good with you?
Man, you all good.
Right. I'm a little frustrated, right?
Talk to me.
And this is why. Who unified the division Saturday?
Right.
Who became lineal Saturday?
Right.
Motherfuckers is doing fucking media tours.
Uh-huh.
They didn't fight on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And this is just my perspective.
Right.
We should be talking about the performance instead of giving somebody take who didn't fight on Saturday. That's one, right? And I seen he did about 4 to 5 interviews already. And some of them's with my peoples and whatnot. And I see a whole lot of misinformation. And I fuck with you. And I'm listening to his little his interview. And this is not because of my personal feelings, but I'm just going to get into actual facts, right? And this is not conjecture. These are facts. One, they upped the money 2 times.
Right.
For Brian Norman. Right? And this isn't just coming from the other side. This is coming from Brian Norman, by the way. This is at the point where me and Brian Norman was talking every day. They upped the money twice. Where you think that money came from? For everybody that's watching, right? There's a budget. There's a budget for a fight, right? And the network might not budge off of that budget. So where do you think that money came from?
Boots.
So the narrative that why wouldn't Boots give out more money? That's a false narrative. The extra money that was offered came from Boots.
Right.
That's one, right? Second, you are fighting on undercards. It was some misinformation by 76 because I think he misunderstood Eddie. He fought 400,000 against Giovanni Santillan. Eddie said 250,000 on the Michaela Mayer undercard.
Right.
That was some other miscommunication. A lot of times when dudes try to paraphrase, shit gets lost in the translation. Right? So and anybody that's listening, they can literally check this. So I do the Virgil Ortiz interview. And mind you, go back to my channel. It's going to be Duran in a car. He sent a message to Mario Barrios, Amanda Stanionis, and Brian Norman Jr. Let's sit down and let's make these fights. This is when he was trying to unify the division.
Right.
This is after the whole shit with Virgil Ortiz and that whole debacle.
I played it on here too.
Okay. So where was Brian Norman Jr. then?
Right.
Brian Norman Jr. wanted to test out the hand and go in a fight with Derek Cuevas. So wait. So the dude that didn't want to fight sent you 3 offers that you turned down.
Right.
And what everybody's going to say, oh, well, it wasn't 3 offers. No, every time I send a number and you counter, that's you turning down that number. So send 3 offers, and then after those negotiations, send a message out to like, yo, let's all sit down. That's me and you. Let's get everybody in the room and let's make that happen. Where was all this energy then?
Yeah, no, that I rock with. I was speaking on that when he said that. He talked about being more hands-on with his business, and that was around that Virgil Ortiz BS was happening. Nah, you got a point, bro. Got a point.
So I'll give you another one, right? And I see somebody in the comments said the Boots Protection Committee. If you watch Saturday, Boots don't need no protection. But Saturday, if they want to talk about what Eddie said they were supposed to be at the fight. Notice that didn't get mentioned. Eddie said that they declined to be at the fight, that he's been in constant contact with Bob Arum. So if they're negotiating, right? If Bob and Eddie are talking, then what's the point of doing it back and forth in the media?
Facts. It ain't no point. It ain't.
So for the dude in the comment section, what's the point of doing 100 fucking interviews?
Right.
If Bob and Eddie are talking, Bob and Eddie wanted you at the fight, you chose not to be at the fight. So
yeah,
You either you either want it or you don't. You turn down the fight on multiple occasions. You either want it or you don't.
Right.
You can like Boots, not like Boots. Have you made $1 million yet? Currently, no. And I'm not trying to tell you what to take, but you can't talk shit when somebody has actively pursued fights with you,
Right.
and you've turned them down, but yet and still you keep talking.
Right.
Tell your promoter to get a deal done. And my last question for anybody that's in the chat. Okay, well, you're unhappy with the money that they were offering you. Okay, well, you tell Bob to give you the money that you feel like you deserve, and y'all make Boots an offer. Where's that conversation?
Yeah, that's real too. That's real too. Can't argue shit.
For the
That's
motherfuckers for the bull in the comments, talk about protection. Okay, tell Bob to make Boots an offer. Tell Bob to give him the $2 million and tell Bob to make Boots an offer. Bob got money, right? Bob's been doing this a long time. Do you really want to fight?
He ain't trying that shit. Boost protection. Nah, I never heard him do that. Like the thing is, refute what he just said if that's the case. Because if he just came up,
hey, yo, wait. Check this out. Check this out. This is how I'm gonna shut dude down. First off, that lady's my friend, right? And I didn't want to. Her name's Rachel Donaire, my homie, and I didn't want to go back and forth with her about something she wasn't privy to. Respectfully, she made a comment based off the rules of the IBF. Well, question: Shakur Giasoft is the mandatory for Amanda Stanionis WBA title. Shakur Giasoft took what to make that fight happen?
Right.
Step aside.
Step aside. Yeah.
So per the IBF rules, yes, they were supposed to send something in at a specific time. But if they paid Karen step aside money, which was an option that was on the table, if Brian Norman had accepted said deal, then Karen would have got paid, just like Shakur Giasoft. But that was a conversation that I had with my friend off camera. I didn't want to tell her at the time that she was wrong.
Right. No,
but I digress.
Right. I love it. Appreciate you. Ain't nothing you just said was wrong. It is what it is. I just want to know what the next step is for them in terms of, I guess, that a fight that they really want to try to pursue. Because you already, you negotiated once. And I know fights fall out and don't happen. Don't mean they can't happen, right? That's where I'm at, because I'm gonna play the rest of this video because he says some more stuff. He seems to think Boots don't want to fight, and I just can't say I could see anything that would back that up on my side. I can't find it. I can't find nowhere, nothing that would suggest that. And I'm not about to hang on to no no call out. This shit is not necessary, especially if you don't know for sure if it's coming next. You know what I'm saying? You call them out and then it don't happen. You fight somebody else. Now they're going to call you a duck for not making the fight happen. So it's just kind of senseless for sure. I just want to see the fights that be made. I think them dudes out of life back into this welterweight division right now. And I hate to hear it.
But you got people that are clearly everything I said, you can't even argue it. Like, okay, like if you aren't happy with your purse, tell Bob to make an offer, unless Bob doesn't see value in you, which I think is crazy. But if Bob keeps putting you on undercards and you're the champion, that's kind of what it's pointing to, though.
Right.
And I think it's corny. I think it's Bob being short-sighted, but that's the reality of what's going on, because there's no reason. Okay, Keyshawn Davis fought Gustavo Lemos. He wasn't a world champion. They gave him a hometown fight. They put you on Michaela Mayer's undercard.
Right.
But go ahead, play the clip, bro.
Nah, you're right. These people are, got some slow, boy, some of these people slower than a red light. I promise you, I got you. Let's try the middle. Yeah, I'm always in the middle. I'm always in the middle. Because they ain't going to force it. I don't pick no sides. I be seeing fighters sometimes say that. The hell with it. This is sports. I picked the guy I think gonna win. That's it. That's all. And still support the guy that lost. That's how I do
He didn't do that
bro.
for us at
Let's
all.
keep going.
It was, again, the fight was bullshit from the start. There's so many things. It's so many things. That's why this open negotiation is bullshit. But it's so many things. There's so many things that goes into this. They just spinning. They just trying to spin some shit, spin the narratives or whatever else. But the people who are fans of them, they giving them exactly what they need to hold on to. But when my son, after my son fight, he directly said, the winner of the Stanionis of that fight, I'm right here. He said that. He directly said that. Boost directly said, I got to go enjoy my belt, enjoy my win, go enjoy my family, see what's next. That's what he said. They didn't call us out at all. People heard what they wanted to hear. But I had to go back and tell some people, what do you mean he didn't call him out? He called out the winner. He didn't call him out by name because he hadn't won yet. He said, the winner of that fight, I'm right here. You can go back and look at that. That's public knowledge.
Right. So what did you feel? How did you feel about Boost's performance versus Stanionis?
It was a good performance. Very beatable though. Very hittable. Very beatable. He's definitely not a phenom. He's definitely not an anomaly. He's not an anomaly. He's very beatable. Very beatable.
A lot of people, critics after the fight, at least in my comment section, after the fight, a lot of people were saying Boost gets hit a lot and Brian Norman Jr. stops him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But again, we got to make that fight happen to see it come to fruition. For all the talk to be bullshit. We sitting here, we willing to make the fight. They sitting there, they telling you that they may have to fight Giasol because he was supposed to fight the winner of that fight. I don't know what they got going on. So at this point right now, we got to live our own career. You know what I'm saying? We done already spent, 8 months? We done already spent like 7-8 months and talking about this bullshit that apparently ain't gonna happen. So we done with that.
Okay, so if they contact y'all for the fight, are y'all gonna entertain it?
Hello, can you
hear me? I hear you now.
I'm sorry about that. Was I breaking up?
Yeah. You must have got a phone call or something.
I'm good now.
Yeah, you good now. Can you hear me?
Wi-Fi. I'm gonna make sure I'm good. So,
okay, yeah,
all right. How long you hear me good?
Now, the question was, if they call Top Rank, if Eddie heard them call Top Rank and they want to entertain that fight, are you guys gonna entertain it? Can you hear me?
All right, I cut the Wi-Fi off. Just keep trying to go to the hotel I'm in.
Okay. My bad.
Yeah. Eddie told you. We talked about they want to make the fight. He said it. He said, "What more piece of information do you need?" He said it. He said we talked about they want to make the fight. He said that in the same press conference that you're talking about. We talked about they want to make the fight. Then you go to Boost and you ask his father. They don't want to make the fight. They just use the name for hype. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You a champion just like we're a champion. How we don't want to fight? And you talking about what happened in the gym? You talking about what happened in the gym in 2020? 4 years ago? What are we talking about? When my son was 20 years old, what are we talking about? And we talking about the first sparring session they ever sparred. What about the other 6 or 7 times? Shit is crazy. Shit is wild.
Who was the Japanese cat that approached y'all looking for some smoke?
Jen Sasaki. So that's an offer that's on the table. That's a big money fight. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, me personally, again, I'm not the decision maker when it comes to that. But me personally, that's $1 million right there. That's over $1 million right there. So, that gets you quit talking about some fucking $100,000 right there. That shit, all that talk up right there.
Right. So y'all looking at possibly going over to Japan to fight him or somewhere in the States?
No. I'm not sure what route he's gonna take. You know what I'm saying? Of course I am, but I'm not. You feel me? So I can't say with so much, but I'm not sure what route he's gonna take. But yeah, that offer is on the table.
For sure.
But we do have to have our fight. Again, we can't sit around and wait for him. We wanted to fight next, but at the same time, we wanted it next for his fight. Meaning, we was going to fight anyway because my son still got to get his fight in. He still got to get his career going. He still got to do what he got to do. You know what I mean? So that's what we want. So we was going to fight anyway in June. We looking to fight in June at least. So we were looking to fight in June, and then possibly whenever the winner is what we were saying, but I guess Boots the winner. So whenever the winner is ready to come back off of his vacation or off of his, celebration or whatever he want to do, then hey, we here waiting on it. Simple as that.
Okay, so realistically, you think maybe possibly the Boots fight could happen by the end of the year?
For me, I don't see why it would not happen. I don't see why it would not happen, but again, he did say something about Giasov. He did say something about the WBA mandatory. He did say something about he's supposed to get the winner of this fight. I don't know what they got going on. So I can't, again, that's why we can't sit around waiting for what they got going on.
Right, for sure. All right, man. I want to thank you for your time, man. And
so, all right. That was B. Norman Singh. Shout out to 78 Sports TV, man. That was B. Norman.
Yo, to my man in the comments about the 140 shit with Stanionis. Didn't Giovanni Santillan fight at 140? Didn't Virgil Ortiz fight at 140? See, I love when they play the game of nitpicking for certain dudes and then not understanding that it works against them as well. So that's like saying for anybody, like if anybody beat Terrence Crawford, oh well, you really beat a 35. Not you beat one of the greatest fighters in the world. No, you beat a 35 pounder. You don't get no credit for that. Because that makes sense, right?
Right.
And then his rebuttal will probably be, are you comparing such and such to Terrence Crawford? No, I'm comparing ideology.
It's a short but shorty. Right. Y'all hit that like button. Air Fridays, man.
Yo, bro.
Junior knocking Boots out, man. They gotta get in there first, man. I like both guys. I just want to see it.
And he can feel that way. I'm saying there's no point of hating. One dude unified the division. The other dude stopped Derek Cuevas. One guy made the other guy an offer. If they want that fight so bad, like he's saying, okay, have Bob make the offer. If you're not happy with what Matchroom is offering, have Bob make the offer. Unless Bob doesn't want to make the offer. Then it's a situation where you might have to take what you can get. It's going to be more. You talked about $1 million for Jin Sasaki. That's going to Japan. And you wouldn't take 1.7 to come to Philly? It must mean that you think that Boots is a tougher fight than Jin Sasaki, right?
Right. It would appear that
But
way.
this is a guy that you saying you would knock out. So, but if you'll knock him out and you'll make your highest payday, problem.
Bias is not just when you disagree with somebody. You gotta really be able to point out with somebody bias, not just when you disagree, man. Somebody can give you all facts, man, ain't come up here and give you no speculation and nothing. You still can't hear it. I understand. Information, bro. Aaron was good with it. Y'all hit that like button. We're gonna keep building. We need conversations like this, man. It's just real. Somebody speaking on the other side, try to speak on both. Hate to talk about these dudes' money, but that is something interesting that you pointed out with each offer. Like, where do you think this money is coming from? And it would be coming from Boots. You get what I'm saying? So you make a great point as far as people trying to say, why wouldn't you take it out of your own purse? Get what I'm saying? So I just don't see these guys as dudes that's scared to fight. And hopefully Brian Norman is more involved if it is a next time between them two. So we can get some more clarity. Like Boots said, man, I'm an advocate for that. And I love when I hear him say it, as far as sitting down, let's trim that fat and get out. You know what I'm saying? Let's really sit down and to hash this shit out. See who really want this fight. Man, I always think that's a sensible way for men to behave. It's nothing. Nobody's too big to sit down and have a conversation, especially if you really want something. We fighting anyway. You get what I'm saying? Why can't we talk and get on the same page and make this fight happen?
Yo, dude's talking about my favorite fighter. My favorite fighter is Deontay Wilder. My favorite active fighter is Deontay Wilder. I don't know if people realize that. But I'm biased because I get interviews that other people can't get.
Bro. Tell me, if you could tell me how I'm biased, I'll let you rock.
Yeah,
I don't like people just saying anything.
Bro, whenever you have access to somebody, you are biased, right? I had access to Brian Norman Jr.
Right.
I've got an interview. Who pushed the Brian Norman Jr. Boots fight? But the same people that's talking about bias, who pushed that fight? Who interviewed Brian Norman after the Boots interview dropped? It was me.
Right.
I pushed that fight. Y'all weren't asking for that fight. I pushed the fight.
Right.
And now I'm pushing the fight again.
Right.
If Eddie and Bob is talking, right, that's negotiating a fight, right? So then what do you need call outs for?
Right.
What do you need somebody to stand on the podium for? Let the business be the business.
Unnecessary. Yeah, you gotta, yeah. Cause I mean, I hate to be the one, and I ain't petty, but I like you gotta explain how somebody is biased, not just because you disagree with was a lot of facts you was just being told. So I don't even understand how you can even argue that. She ain't made one good statement yet, indicating how either of us are biased. I'm gonna always fight that good fight, and the slander that young man be getting, I'm gonna always speak to that. I don't care who don't like it. You can call that bias.
Yo,
I do it for all these dudes. I hate
again, bro. I just
get dragged in the mud because fans don't know what they talking about. I just
bro, I just wanted to come up here and tell you, bro. Even though you called me and wanted to put such and such in the ring for the sparring, bro, y'all ain't need that shit, bro. I just wanted to let you know y'all ain't need that, bro. And I don't see you as no biased dude. I see you as a dude that's working within the sport. And you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like yourself, like myself, that's on the ground with fighters on a regular basis. We see the game a certain way, and people who sit from the couch and just talk crazy, they don't know. They just don't know. And, they just see your opinion on a topic, and then they're gonna call you biased. I refuse to call you biased or hear somebody call you biased. I know you 1,000. My brother Bang made sure he ran down everything with you. So I ain't gonna stand on the sideline and listen to people call you biased when I know for 1,000% sure you in here doing your job, bro. And salute to you doing that.
Right.
Yo, bro, I appreciate that. I get that all the time. If I was biased, I wouldn't have interviewed Junior right after Boots put his statement out. I didn't have to. I could have kept with Boots' statement about Junior.
The cast sports.
I could have easily done that. I could have easily been the only person. Well, I was the only person with the Boots interview, but I could have easily just put that out and just let it cook. No, I interviewed Junior literally an hour after I dropped the Boot shit, and I released it probably like 2 hours later. So my issue with Brian Norman Sr. is my issue with Brian Norman Sr. They two different men. I support Junior. Whether I think he win a fight or not, that's irrelevant. But that don't mean I gotta shit on him because I don't like his dad. It's two different dudes.
And I ain't never heard you do that. Never.
Yeah, I feel that way towards Bill and Dev. You don't gotta like Bill.
Right.
You don't have to, but you ain't gotta shit on Dev because of it.
Right. That's a fact. I don't understand why y'all
no, like Brian Norman Sr. Nigga. I stand on that. He knows that.
I got a great deal going right now. I don't want to come in Miller, but I want to make sure and say what I need to say because I know for sure you're not like that. And I don't want you feeling like you got to explain that, bro. You don't have to explain that. I'm just
right, bro.
I'm just letting you know as a fellow brother that does what we do. You know what I'm saying? You don't even got to explain it. They won't know. Simple as that. Man, peace to y'all, man.
Mo City, I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, but he's right about that. I'm not even going to delve into that anymore. I'm just saying, if they're talking, the fight can get made. There's no need for this back and forth. But it was a couple of
trim the fat. I don't need to one up you. I don't need to go crazy and try to call you. I don't need to put energy into shit like that. Put the energy into making it happen behind the scenes. We don't even need to know what's happening. I love to just hear an announcement and they made a fight happen. But that's all.
He kind of told you what he was going to do, though.
Communicating, bro. He said, "Let's talk." This is genuine, bro. Let's sit down. Let's have this conversation. Let's make this fight. The hell with social media. That's all I've been saying since I've been up here. I think both of those guys are dogs, and I hate public negotiations, man, because his team is a reflection of him. So everything they did, getting the money, asking for more, never it just look a certain way. So I just hope they could trim out all that fat the next time around for real and make a fight. It's right there. It need to be made.
I think it was a mistake talking numbers.
Yeah.
And we all know who put the numbers out because once you put numbers, you're dealing with regular people that don't necessarily understand business. Now, I feel like he told you what his move was in that interview, and I don't think that people kind of picked up on it. He talked about that he was already coming back in June and he would fight the winner after that. So he's letting you know that Jin Sasaki's probably going to be the fight because it's a fight he feels like he can win. And it's a fight I don't want to see him take for a couple of different reasons. If you're going to go after anybody, please go after Mario Barrios. I feel like Brian Norman stops Mario Barrios, and 2 belts and 2 belts make for a bigger fight. And Mario Barrios is over there hiding in the corner, and somebody need to pull his ass out, respectfully.
Right.
But going over there and fighting Jin Sasaki, if you've ever seen, whether MMA or boxing, fighters that go over and fight Japanese fighters in Japan, they fight differently. And I ain't just talking about Stephen Fulton. I'm talking about Pride MMA. They fight differently over there. Rob Brandt, Ryota Murata. Rob Brandt beat him in America. He got stopped in 3 rounds in Japan. Don't go over there, bro. You the champion. Don't go over there. Just don't.
Right. Shout out to Fight Sport Talk. Yeah. Nah, I'm with you. I just think it's better. It's bigger fish to fry over this way anyway. But can't tell them what to do. But I hope they do what makes sense. What make most sense. And I'm telling you right now, it would make the most sense, especially with the way that he talks. If he's that confident like that, and all respect to him, like that should be the guy to target. I don't like it being dismissive. I understand you can't base your career on one fight, but shit, that's the fight at this point. Get what I'm saying? It ain't no better fight, I think, than them two, because I think they both cook Barrios respectfully. I think they both do. You know what I'm saying? And that wouldn't be a bad idea if he was to fight him. Shit, somebody got to bring him out the woodworks, like you said, man, because a lot of the responsibility is put on them two and hearing this fight. It's like he is still sitting there with a belt. He already knocked one off. Boots did. What's gonna happen with Mario, man? What he gonna do? Because I read today, like I said, they talking about some Errol Spence, and I'm like, we all know how stupid that sound. I made a video on it, but man, what is wrong with people? If y'all ever read a title and think you know what I'm gonna say, you wrong. You're wrong. I'm sitting here reading, quoted verbatim from Bob Santos, what he's telling, Seconds Out Radio Raheem that they PBC is telling them they mentioned Errol Spence to him. Like as a return, as far as him returning an opponent for Mario.
Hey, yo, you notice that it's always a fight that Mario's supposed to get, but he never get him.
Dank, what it do? Yeah, right. It's always like that, and it's like I wonder why. Shout out to KO. I always wonder why. I don't get it. But I want to know what he want to do with that belt, and it seemed like he ain't in no rush because we see how that last fight got. Man, his face looked horrible in that fight. He started out hot. He was cooking, and I was impressed. And then past midway, it just started getting sticky in there. I'm like, yeah, he's looked at as the weakest link, unfortunately, for the champions, and been really quiet on his side. I know he don't do a lot of talking anyway, but I've been hearing shit about like Pacquiao. We got Errol Spence throwing out there. Then he did mention Boots, like a possible all-out unification, but it was almost mentioned like an afterthought, not priority, if you get what I'm saying. And I get it. You just never know. But damn, like I want to hear what's like. You don't want the other belt, like don't do. So it's only him that want to unify, like nobody else. You get me? I want to see these fights, man. Boots have too many flaws. Man, how many rounds Boots lost Saturday for with all them flaws? I'm just going somewhere with that. How many rounds he lost? Telling you, it's easy to. Man, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna mean it. Look, that man showing you clearly Saturday when he don't want to get hit. He don't. He got an aggressive style. He beat your ass. He don't even have fill out rounds. He get right to it. When you in the fire that much, you gonna get hit. You gonna get hit. What the hell? I don't know nobody that won't. You're gonna get hit. And it's crazy because on one end, you got a fighter that's defensive as they come. People will shit on that till they blow in the face. Then on the other side, you got a guy that'll go right in there and get to you and beat you down, break you down, literally beat the fight out you. Undefeated grown man. Got him in his corner over there rethinking everything. The only thing we could walk away from the fight saying is some flaws. When he flawlessly beat his ass, man, yeah, he took some shots. You're gonna get hit. Like I said, when you aggressive, when you take chances,
Hey, Just,
You can do, I'm not impressed. You gotta do more than hit Boots.
but here's the truth, though, Just. It don't got to do with the way the guy fight. It got to do with him.
Right.
I like another guy, so I'm gonna hate on the guy that's rivaling my guy. If we're gonna keep it a bean, the motherfuckers that hate on Shakur the most are Tank fans. The motherfuckers that hate on Boots the most are Bud fans. The motherfuckers that hate on Bud the most were Errol fans. Like, and
weird.
Dudes in the comments can say whatever the fuck I want. Deep in your soul, y'all know I'm right. That's the truth. Dudes that hate on Benavidez is Canelo fans.
Fought a guy that was in there undefeated, fighting for something. He had a whole baby on the way at any moment. You don't think that that motivated him to try to win? He was up against a legit guy that was trying to fucking fight back. Yeah, he got some good shots in there. I said before the fight, yeah, that's what he gonna do. But I said it all along. And one mixtape Boots. Anybody having that much fun in the ring, I'm not trying to hear shit about no flaws, bro. Yeah, your defense can always be better. Let me be very clear. But I don't think it's a problem. Because if getting hit is a problem, he can make sure you don't hit him. I know we all seen it. You got them cat-like reflexes, bro. It was moments in that fight where he clearly was defensive and he had Stanionis just punching and missing, doing little highlights, playing with the dude. I don't understand this shit. His defense is not the problem, bro. It's the way people assess what they're seeing. That's the problem. That's the problem. You telling me you can't a guy that's taking chances like that regularly, telling me he's not gonna get hit at all? Like, what we talking about? Was he buckled? Did he get hurt? Was he constantly getting clipped over and over again? Like, it was none of that. We watched him dominate the hell out of a world champion. Undefeated grown-ass dude, talked about all gas, no brakes, and he ran into that rock Boots was talking about. I don't understand this shit. I can't appreciate that kind of performance, bro. Yeah, you can always say tighten up the defense, but man, that's not the real issue, man. He beating ass, bro. Y'all just don't like him. That's all it is, bro. You complain about a guy on defense, you get a guy that go in there and do nothing short of beating your ass. He literally unload the kitchen sink on you, hit you with all types of shit. He dancing, playing. He giving you both, and we still like, nah, he got too many calls. Why that man wasn't able to win more than no round? I ain't say a round for him. So if that's what having a ton of flaws look like, man. Let me get that skill set. Let me get that.
But then they'll say, if it was this person, and then they'll pick if all right, the Shakur fight, right? If that was Tank is special.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Tank is the 1% of the 1%.
Mm-hmm.
Or with Tank and Roach, man, if that was Shakur special.
Right.
The reality is that most fighters won't finish their careers undefeated.
No, I think say it again.
And that don't make him a hype job. It don't make Tank a hype job because he got a draw against Lamont.
Right.
Right. But that's what I've seen. I've seen that, Jeep Davis, he's a hype job, he's a PBC protect. No, he's a great fucking fighter. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. And Lamont Roach showed up that night. That's simple.
That's simple. That's simple. When you show up on that night, anything is liable to happen. That's why boxing is the theater, the unexpected or the unknown. You never know what's gonna happen on any given night. You can have a slew of guys that you beat that was top guys. It don't matter if you don't show up on that night. You're susceptible to a loss just like anybody else. I think Boots ain't gonna be appreciated till you move up. Like what is gonna take? They went from weight drain to moving that goalpost quick as hell. And now your man was flaws. That man was getting his ass whooped the entire night, and it wasn't even close. He was having fun in there. One of the rare fighters that say I'm gonna go out there and have fun, and you clearly can tell that's what's happening. Can't knock that shit, man. It's not a lot of guys that's gonna get in there and be able to deal with that. I'm telling you, all you can eat buffet. He consistently, he had no off rounds. That's what was impressive. He didn't have a round to me where it looked like he took off. He just continuously beat this man up and gave him everything he was looking for, all the way till he just beat him into submission. Shit is crazy, man. I don't think people get it. It's not about the name, the performance as a whole. You didn't go out there and lose a round, and you beat the fight out of an undefeated world champion that was coming to win with a baby on the way. I'm telling you, people that know what kind of motivation that is, period, just in life, let alone you out there fighting. I'm pretty sure you got something to fight for, and none of that. That's the kind of guy that he beat. dude that was coming to win broke his
When
back.
everybody saw Stanionis at that weigh-in, everybody thought Boots was in trouble. They felt like Boots was drained, and they felt like Stanionis would get over on Boots. He lost decisively. Show him some love. I don't have to agree with what Senior is saying and some of the points that he's making. For that still not to be a great fight. I just don't agree with his points. I don't like him personally, but I'm going to analyze a fight the way that I see it. I think that Brian Norman Jr. has a different kind of power than Boots does. Boots' power is more explosive. Brian Norman Jr. shit is like thudding.
I said that too, man.
Right? So they both going to get you two different ways. One's going to be the shot that you don't see coming. The other one's going to be the shot that you see coming, but it just goes through you. They both get the job done, right? Now we got to see it. But when you start talking about the money in business, it has to make sense. Like if you're asking for a 50-50 split and you currently don't make the money that other said person does, or draw the money that other person said does, then now you're going to have problems in negotiations because people are going to feel like you're asking more than your bargaining price, and your value isn't. I can't tell you what to take, but your value isn't what you think it is. It's what somebody is willing to pay you. That's the truth about business.
Right. That's a fact.
And so I'm going to say once again, if they want that fight so bad and you're unhappy with your purse, tell Bob to give you the number that you're looking for and have Bob make Boots an offer.
And there you go.
Or otherwise, let the business people do what they do.
True. I think that's real. I mean, especially if you ain't willing to sit down, because that could also be a potential answer to your problem too. Maybe y'all get on the same page and you end up getting what you want. You never know. So you're not willing to explore all possibilities, all avenues. You're going to have to allow the business to do what it do. But,
hey, Just, I'm gonna head out real fast. I want to know. I appreciate you, bro. I love what you're doing. I got a chance to chill with your young boy on the weekend. This is my first time. Like, I've seen him before in the gym, talk to him a little bit, but this is my first time really getting to chop it up with him. I like him. He's a good kid. I like all three of them. I just want to see them rumble.
Me too.
Yeah, I love Dev, Shakur, Tank, right? And for different reasons. And I feel like at 140, those fights could still be made, but once Dev goes to 147, I think that's it.
Yeah.
And throw Keyshawn in there too. Keyshawn's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, he is. I'm waiting for him, man. Y'all be tripping, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, man. I appreciate you pulling up on me, man, and coming to build, man.
Yeah, keep doing your thing, bro. I just got a little agitated for real quick. I had to get that out.
Man, look, the key is always under the mat for you, bro. The key is always under the mat.
Appreciate it.
You know it. So yeah, man. Yeah, we gonna keep building. So look, man. Shout out to my guy Wise Summit, behind the hands, man. They're coming to build and look. I don't think it's not about being biased. Something that he said was that I think it was a good conversation. Just we just got different opinions. You know what I mean? Different views, but ultimately, like all business aside, we know what fight needs to be made next. And if it ain't next, it should be the following fight, right? If for some reason it ain't next, we know it should be the following fight. I think Norman and Boots is the best fight to make at 47. I just don't think it's a better one out there. I don't. Somebody asking me some questions. Ramon, what it do? You have to be more defensive than normal. I think he's very capable of doing that if need be. If he needs to be more defensive, like that's why I pointed that out. When he don't want to get hit, he don't. You get what I'm saying? And you've seen it time and time again. That dude got some really good reflexes, man, and ability, upper body movement, man. He got better feet than people give him credit for. He fought a damn good fight Saturday, man. And like I said, every fighter is flawed. Everybody gonna have some flaws, but you talking about a dude that's able to dominate you like that, being that offensive without even giving you a single round. You get what I'm saying? Being in your wheelhouse, giving you opportunities, and the most you can do is land a couple of solid shots here or there. That shit ain't enough. I'm not overly impressed by that. You get me? Because then when you see him get on his defense and he's being defensive minded, you'll see him slip several shots in a row. You'll see it over and over again. So he clearly somebody that got defense. You know what I mean? Yeah, you already know. 8:30 my time. My God be live. Y'all wanna get fried fricassee. Y'all wanna jump in that pan. He said, oh, he trying to see somebody get air fried. You stupid. Shout out to my dog, man. He always willing to come up if you want to fry somebody. Sitting down, only work for bud. But let's keep rolling, man. Hit that like button, man. Let's keep rolling. We ain't done, man. So look, and one mixtape Boots did his thing Saturday. I enjoyed every bit of it. He did exactly what I said and then some. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Stanionis, Gearsaw for stepping aside, making the fight happen. Maybe he find himself in the mix in the Boots fight next. Who knows? But I know Brian Norman Sr. seems to feel like Boots don't want that fight. I don't think so. I just hope they could sit down and get it hashed out behind closed doors. I think that's the biggest fight at welterweight, if I'm not mistaken. And I would love to know what Barrios going to do, because I seriously doubt seeing him fight with Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that happening at all. Fight Sport Talk, what it do, homie?
I'm doing good, Justu. Thanks for having me on again.
Always, bro. Always.
Yeah, so I pretty much agree with everything you've said about how the Norman fight has to be next. I don't think Barrios is going to push for the fight too much. I mean, apparently I don't know if you've heard this, but you probably know more about it than me. Apparently they're looking to put Mario Barrios against Liam Parrow.
No, I haven't even heard it. The latest thing I read that was statements made by his guy Bob Santos, saying he mentioned that the PBC is mentioning Errol Spence to him as a possibility, and then he mentioned Boots possibly, and I'm hearing some Pacquiao stuff. So I think the Liam Parrow one to be new. Liam Parrow moving up. So
sorry, bro. I was just going to say all that stuff. I mean, Mario Barrios' team are talking about Pacquiao and Spence, are they? Wow.
Yeah. So and again, I made a video on it, just a short video, and some people would just read the title and think that you saying that's next. Not at all. I'm kind of telling you why I don't think it'll happen, because it don't make sense. It's a dangerous fight to take 2 years off and come back at a weight class that you clearly outgrew. Just don't make sense. So I'm going to report on it and feel comfortable doing it, because I know it's a valid, direct statement directly from the source. And what he didn't say it was for sure, but he threw it out there. And I'm just saying, I don't even think that's a realistic possibility at all. I don't think there's no way in hell we see Errol Spence back at 147 again. But if you don't listen and you'll read the title and look at the thumbnail, you'll just assume that I'm saying this is next, instead of just listening and knowing that I really don't see it, So Barrios, I feel like I can't tell him what to do, but I see how tough his fight was with Abel Ramos. A lot tougher than it should have been. For that reasons, I don't see him being excited or pushing for no Boots fight. Even though he's unified, I just don't see it. Barrios is quiet as hell. Seems like he's going to allow his team to do whatever it is they do. I just don't see him pushing for no fight. I don't see him being scared to fight anybody, right? Him, the fighter, but what is his team going to want to do? What direction they want to move in, right? So I just feel like the closest fight to being made is the one that was being negotiated already between Boots and Norman. But we're going to see how it shake out. Is he going to end up dealing with the, what he says, Jinsaki? What's his name? I don't even know the guy's name. But is he going to fight that guy, or is he going to look to make a fight with Boots, right? So we just don't know. We're going to see, though. Time will tell everything, man. But I like to see what Boots been doing, man. It was a great performance, this weekend from him. And it's just on to the next, man. On to the next. He really shot at me. He beat the stuffing out of Stanionis, man.
Yeah, and he made it look easy. No, I was very impressed with Boots, and now I mean, with Barrios' team talking about Pacquiao and Spence, I mean, it's like, are you going to call out Sugar Ray Leonard next? Like, they're just looking for. I mean, I think they know that they got lucky with that bout. Like, Ugas was damaged goods after the beating Spence put on him, and Fabian Maidana was not a top contender. Neither was Ramos. So, yeah, they're just looking to hold on to that belt for as long as they can. So, I think Boots should push for the Norman fight, and hopefully Norman's team will be prepared to take the risk, because I think Norman's a better fighter than Barrios anyway. But all this talk of all this talk of Barrios just looking to fight contenders nobody cares about. Like, it's just ridiculous. So and I don't see any reason why like, I understand Boots wants to become undisputed at welterweight, but I don't think the Barrios win does too much for him. Like, I'm happy if he just fights twice more at welterweight and then looks to move up. I mean, we'll see how long he wants to stay at welterweight, but he looked great over the weekend. Like, he looked like he really wanted. He looked bored in his last couple of fights because he was calling out Bud, and he just had contenders who were not really a challenge. So I'm excited for what Boots does next, and it's
it's all up to what him and Eddie got cooked up. But he in the driver's seat, he in position. I mean, he literally, if he was to be able to get it back to back, not saying he is, he literally 2 fights away from undisputed, realistically. So, and I feel like 3 should be at max. Anything else, like he said, is a waste of time. I think he should be allowed to chase them titles. If it's a mandatory obligation, is understood, but anything outside, and even that, the unification to trump that. So with Eddie Hearn promoting Giasov, I believe, like he mentioned, the kind of ball is in his court to be able to kind of, finesse that situation and get it to work in his favor. You get what I'm saying? He's done it once to get this fight happen. He can do it again. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And Giasov, that's a good fight. I mean, he looked good on the undercard. Like, I'm excited for Boots. Like it just sucked that he couldn't get the Crawford fight, and none of these guys. It was a weird situation. None of these champions were seen as legit because they all won vacant belts.
Right.
So Boots standing out. Like I was saying on.
As champions,
for sure.
Brian Norman. So I think they're the best 2 guys there. Hopefully they make the fight. Hopefully they do. But Raymond Ford, that co-main was good too. Raymond Ford went out there and showed out against Matisse. I know people probably ain't too high on him, but that was a damn good performance, I think, from him. He was sharp. I think he looked strong up there at the weight. Like he punching a little bit harder as well. He was hurting his guy, man, but Matisse is tough, man, and he got some screws loose, man. That dude was getting clapped with solid shots. He just kept smiling. I was like, yeah, this dude, he liked this shit. He was talking. He kept talking to him. I was like, dude, getting punched in his face and steady talking.
That was
out there styling on him, but I see him and Oshaki got something going back and forth.
Yeah,
going back and forth. And I gotta figure out, man. Oshaki might have been talking about Shakur or something. He said he don't want to fight the dollar store version. He want to fight his father. I'm like, who are you talking about? Who the hell is he? I'm like, who is he talking about? Was that a shot at Shakur? I don't know. No shock, but I want to see all these fights. But look, good shit from Raymond Ford, man. Complete performance, man. He did exactly how he was supposed to do it. That guy, he handled him. Only thing that would have added the cherry on top was the knockout, but everybody ain't getting knocked out. Matisse pretty tough. Raymond Ford handled business. He dominated that dude. I don't think he lost a single round either. You know what I mean? You talking about core, I think, Dante. I'm going to have to make a video on that. But who else, man? Zaquin Moses went out there and performed too. Got him established. He's growing, getting better. And I like the fact that Shakur put him in position to get him signed up the Matchroom, and now his career going. Well, he got a bright future ahead of him, man. So I like the card Saturday night, man. Just a big,
it was a good card.
Who Boots gonna fight next? Would it be a guy like Giasov, or could he make the Norman fight? Other than that, it was a good night of boxing.
Yeah, man. It was. I agree. I thought. Sorry.
too. I gotta look into that, the exchange between Shock and Core. Look, I'm with it. They know each other though. They know each other very well. I'm with it. If they want to fight, I mean, shit. Hey, somehow that happened. I'll watch it. But I ain't been on there heavy, right? I just been peeking on Twitter. I ain't really been up there, but we'll see. But we gonna keep rolling, y'all. We got something else to talk about before we do dip, man. So overall, I just felt like the card was solid, man. Raymond Ford, like I said, did what he was supposed to do. Looked impressive.
Yeah.
You see what's next for him. Dominant performance. And like I said, I don't think he lost a round. Same thing with Boots. And Moses had a good showing. Who else? Who had the opener? I'm missing somebody.
Maybe Gasol.
Tamir Smalls.
Yes.
Man, he knocked his guy out. Hell of a win, man. I think he's gonna be a problem. I think he's gonna be fighting at welterweight. It seemed like. I think he'd be a problem there. He looks sharp. He looks sharp out there and strong. Man, he can really punch. Tamir Smalls. So shout out to him. And Omari Jones fought on the card for the second fight and got a knockout, the Olympian. So it was a solid card, man. Solid.
Yeah, it was really good. And
Ford. It would. I'll watch it. D for the win. I'll watch it. You already know who I'm picking. I like them both, but shit, man. Like, I don't like triangle theories much, but I just think, shit is different. I just feel like Ford a little bit different. I mean, they see the common opponent that they have. Like, this shit is night and day. And I don't like the triangle theories, but sometimes if you look at it, they're both boxers, right? And then look how they approached the fight with Conceição. I was at that. Core beat the hell out of Conceição. He really, for a boxer, that's an ass whooping. He beat him up. They was thinking about stopping it for several rounds in a row. The way he was getting beat up, doctors kept checking on. He was getting cooked in that ring. So I just think he overall is a better fighter. It'll still be a good one, chess match, but I think Core
I think Ford's going to. He looked great. It would have been great if he could have got the stoppage, but he pitched a shutout instead. So no problems there. I think he'll definitely be champion. I mean, Matisse. I don't know what his game plan was because he kept getting hit clean, like you said, and he kept smiling he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's like, do you realize that you're getting the shit beat out of you here?
Speed kills. He was getting killed. That speed was way too much. Shout out to Jersey. Shout out to Camden, New Jersey. Shout out to Newark, New Jersey. Jersey was representing in a big way, man. You know what I mean? But Ford was putting belt the ass on Matisse, man. He just didn't have an answer at all.
Yeah, I reckon he'll definitely be a champion. And I mean, he's probably going to fight for a belt next, I think. And the division's interesting because Stephen Fulton's also moving up and apparently challenging O'Shaquie Foster, which is a little bit surprising.
Oh, maybe he talking about that? Was he talking about him or Core though? But they don't. I don't know. I think it would be Core, but that's a good fight for both of them, man. I like to see Shaka beast, man. He a dog. I like to see him scrap any day, man. But him and Cool Boy, that's a really good 50-50 type of fight on paper. And whoever wins,
it's a good fight. It's a good fight. I think O'Shaquie Foster he may knock Fulton out, to be honest. He's O'Shaquie's fast and Fulton, I mean, he's not he's a slick guy, but I think that move's a bit strange for him. I thought he was pretty good at featherweight. I thought he could beat all those guys. And Ford's gonna he wants to fight Nunes next, and that's a great fight. Anyway, thanks for having me on. Just do peace out, brother, and catch you in the future.
Right.
Peace out, guys.
Right. I'm gonna look into it some more. Tay, Reef, I might make a little short video on it. Listen, these potential good matchups. I'm all for it, bro. I'm not against it. I'm not against seeing no good fights, bro. But we'll see. I mean, it's something I didn't expect. Boys will cry. You must got some type of weird obsession with Shakur. I don't know why you talk about him so much, but since you talk about him, let's hear somebody that really know boxing, that actually work with him, that know what they talking about. Let's hear what he had to say about Shakur. Shout out to Coach Mustafa for keeping it a buck. I mean, he did just recently train with Tank. And he was getting him right, man. So shout out to him. But let's hear this. And again, before I play this, shout out to Mill City because he interviewed him. And we gonna listen to this, man.
Tell me, how do you feel like Zepeda would do against a Shakur Stevenson?
I think Shakur, having a day with Zepeda. I didn't know they had. I don't got Twitter. I didn't. Me and Tevin talked yesterday. He ain't said nothing, so I didn't know they had a little something. But they missed, so it is what it is. I think they both respect each other. You know what I'm saying? I know Tevin. Talk highly to Shakur. I'm probably pretty sure it's vice versa. Yeah, me personally, I think Shakur. He's younger. Didn't have the fight that Tevin had, so he's quite clearly the more fresher guy. You know what I'm saying?
Different style.
With southpaw, kind of pure boxer.
They have similarities, but they're very different.
Yes, yeah. I think that Shakur beats him easy.
Yeah.
Shakur's good, man. You know what I'm saying? I know the black backlash and everybody talk about all that, he don't punch, his attitude, whatever, but if in the ring performances, it don't get much better than Shakur Stevenson. I don't care what they say. He can fight, man. He can fight really, 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 really good. It's just people are so enamored now with knockouts that they overlook ability. They call Bernard born. They called Ward born for years. They called Floyd born. So Floyd had to become almost like animated outside the ring and put this flamboyant mantra up because he was to them born in the ring. But Shakur is A1. Shakur is, in my opinion, if anybody in the world fought on the same size, I can't put nobody above him. Like Shakur good.
They hate that.
Again, not saying he gonna be Tank or Tank will beat him, but
they hate that.
He's second to nobody. I don't care if it's Terrence, that same weight class. I don't care who it was. Shakur is that good. Not saying they're not good. I'm just saying that's how good of a fight Shakur Stevenson is. Like people can say whatever. He don't punch hard, whatever. Skill for skill. Shakur A1.
Tell him,
it is what it is. I ain't no fanboy. I watch boxing. I see things. Shakur is a good boxer. He's very good. So I don't think Zepeda can beat him.
Cook on it, coach. See, that I play this shit a lot of times because I be liking to hear from people that's in the game, that watch boxing, study it, real trainers, teachers, guys that really know what they watching, instead of hearing the same rhetoric and BS from the fans. Because when you hear what fighters say that share the ring, when you hear what trainers say that watch them and work with them, it's like the commentary, like what they say about them is like night and day. It's not even close. The conversation is not even close. And I find that to be very interesting, and I don't think it's a coincidence. I really don't think. Like a lot of fans that just talk, they just talk. They don't really have an understanding for the sport because they wouldn't keep repeating the same weak talking points. This shit is called boxing. It's called the sweet signs for a reason. When it comes to that shit, it's not a lot of people that's going to do it to the level that he do it with, the consistency that he do it with. And I love to hear it. It's refreshing to hear from trainers that actually know what the hell they talking about. And he don't work with them all, you know what I mean? But he know what it is, man. Real recognize real. And you can't tell me skill for skill, that's not a talented guy. This is why people hold on to weak-ass narratives talking about, money and, BS offers and hanging on to the De Los Santos performance and all this weird shit instead of just keeping it real, calling it what it is. He don't do this and he don't do that. And it's like, when you hear these real ones that really study the sport, that really got something to add to the sport speak, it's like it's real, something of substance instead of just the same old rhetoric. The shit is weak.
And anybody that beat him is going to be hard to beat him. If they're going to be easy, he's going to beat them easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what happened with a lot of people with the Roach fight, is that everybody thought Roach was something sweet. Roach wasn't sweet. Roach ain't nothing sweet. You know who I play with. He's a good fighter. Very good fighter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just fans. Like, I like Tank, I hear everybody else, or it does Brian Hunt versus the world. That ain't me. I ain't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Boots versus the world. I'm not like that. I look at the boxing. I don't give you black, Mexican, Ukrainian, from Georgia, from Philly, from
That's what we like here.
Baltimore, from
We gonna
LA.
love you on this channel.
I don't care about that race stuff, man. If you black, Puerto Rican,
He better than Roach, bro.
Mexican, I don't care, bro. I look at the boxing in Styles. He's A1. He's a pure southpaw, very technical, defensively sound, can box on the inside, box on the outside, got a good jab. Like he's second to nobody. I'm saying, put it like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think he cooks Zepeda, you know. But I could be wrong. But in my opinion, you know, he will do his thing with Zepeda. And power ain't everything. That's my opinion. Me and Tim, we talk all the time. And, you know, I think that, you know, he don't need power.
But in the same time, Coach, right, you've been a boxer, right? And we got to talk about what's currently happening now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He never really had power, and now he has injured hands.
Yes.
Remember when Floyd, how he injured his hands? You know what I mean? Different fighter. Even Keith Thurman, didn't have the one time anymore. You know what I'm saying? Once he hurt his hands. This is tricky when you talk about some of these guys, because, you know, a lot of people saying, like you said, Roach is a good fighter, but now you got like Keyshawn, Shakur, everybody wants to fight Roach right now. But it's the competitiveness of the elite fighters. You know, they're going to want to do that.
That's what we want. 100%.
100%. So, but in the same time, it's like having those injured hands with the style that you have, can you still be as good like how Floyd did it?
Now, this is not for a fan, as a coach, as a, not think highly of myself or whatever, but that's the intrigue of it. Is imagine you had Shakur. Could you get Shakur to beat Zepeda?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things you can do besides punching.
Yeah. For
framing a guy, you can clinch him, tie him up, like it's.
Yeah, they spending the hell out of them stories.
There's so many things you can do besides punching. If you're talking about science, strategy, style, that's what helped me grow up. Is that, you know, I never really did the workouts or throwing combinations. I more or less try to focus on, you know, craft, how to take away guys' right hand, how to shut down Zepeda's volume. Like that's
make people fight at your pace.
Do what you want to do. And so I believe that
that's why I like this dude, man. He's smart dude.
Anyone can beat anyone else.
Because remember, he the one that was working with Tevin Farmer for both of those Zepeda fights. And you know what the thought process it was going into the first one. They thought Zepeda was going to walk through him. And this dude had Tevin Farmer in top-notch condition and gave Zepeda all types of hell and dropped him and everything. So a great teacher, trainer does matter.
So, you know, Wally is a phenomenal teacher, doing it for years. He one of the only ones that brought a world-class guy up from style, gave him the footwork. And you know, I think he can I don't never say nobody never can lose. Like that's trash to me.
Yeah.
I believe that Shakur is right up there with anybody else. Put it like that. And that's what we need. I watched Buddy McGregor and Brennan Whitaker. They fought twice. World class fights from two Hall of Famers. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't gotta be one that's hard with one I'm with. You know what I'm saying? If
got that number.
Yeah, if Shakur lost the Tank, so what? That means Shakur trash. No, that means Tank is A1. And Tank is A1. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That means Tank ain't no good.
Facts. Right.
Hell no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was. See, most people thought because they say, well, Jamel Herring beat Roach, so Roach ain't no good. Y'all foolish.
Right.
You know
Tell
what I'm
them,
saying?
coach, they
Like,
foolish.
what does that mean? Because Jamel Herring beat him. Styles make fights, and that was 3-4 years ago. He got better from then, and obviously he just showed it. He beat Hector Garcia, which is that guy ain't no slouch. That guy can box pretty good. And then he fought Tank, and he fought a very good fight. Got a draw with Tank. So just because someone loses someone don't mean they're no longer no good. That's only today's era. In the real era of boxing, most world-class fighters had multiple losses.
Talk to him, coach.
Yeah,
Get out of here, man. It's like YSM said, just like I say all the time, when it's all said and done, a lot of these dudes going to take losses, man. I mean, dudes ain't gonna retire undefeated. Everybody ain't gonna retire undefeated. You know what I'm saying? And all this dog stuff is hyped. Like, oh, he's not a dog. The only reason you sitting up here right now typing this foolishness in the chat that Tevin Farmer is a dog, because you seen him getting clipped over and over with punches. And didn't drop and didn't fold. Yeah, he showed he got a beard. But how long do you think that shit'll last getting punched on like that? So that's the difference. It's just like Andre Ward said, man. Somebody a Hall of Famer that would know a lot better than you and me, right? Said there's more than one way to show dog. If I'm beating you up round after round and I'm making it that I can constantly hit you and you can't hit me, that's showing dog too. Getting punched in the face over and over is not nothing good about that. So again, you saying he a dog because you seen him taking punishment, and then you and a lot of y'all, these other weird people, they knock him because he don't have to take that kind of punishment in the fight to win, and you'll say because of it, oh, that's not a dog. You don't know what a dog is. You don't have to take punishment to be no dog. You get what I'm saying? I feel like I said, Andre Ward know a lot better than me. So if he said, I'll take his word for it.
Opinions persuade these great fights that we don't talk about. You know what I mean?
Of course. But it could be, man, think about something. You said 4 Kings. We said the 4 King back in the days, right? But he said he probably had the 5th one. I don't think it's 5 King, but he said it was very good. Okay. This era, clearly, you got Shakur, you got Tank, right? Devin's still there. One loss don't mean nothing.
I ain't even got
no loss. Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, undisputed, so good as a boxer. That one rad bad night. Hitchens. You see?
Dre was good, homie.
Now you want to put an old school in there, Tevin's still right there, old guys still hanging around. You got so many guys coming up, Zepeda, Keyshawn. Like so many guys, we should be happy that we get to see.
Right.
These guys really get together and fight, man.
Even like Matias, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Got a couple losses.
Of course.
Like, a lot of people right away want to jump into. Yeah.
So many good guys that are very good, but we
skills was good, bro.
To do that.
How you feeling?
You feel me? 100%. We need to see the best fight the best. Pernell Whitaker versus Roger Mayweather. And he drops Pernell. Roger ain't playing. Roger means Roger bringing it. Pernell bringing it too. Yeah. It don't mean neither one of them. But now they got to get dropped to say exposed.
Yes.
100%. Got to get dropped. Oh, he tried. He got exposed.
Tell me how.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Mill City, man. That was always a good conversation. Look, it's another guy that's just vouching for the young man's talent. I ain't have to say it, you made an interesting statement. Anybody his size, he feel like he beat him. Straight like that. He don't care if it's Crawford or whoever. If it was a Crawford, he had hesitated a bit when he said Tank. I'm not saying he beat him, but you know what it is, man. At the end of the day, I feel like the man is truly talented, skill for skill. He better than these dudes. And I've been saying that for the longest. I'm going to keep saying it until somebody prove otherwise. And like I said, getting dropped don't mean you got exposed. Losing a fight don't mean you trash or you got exposed. Like, losses happen. Getting knocked down happens. Like, people are getting punched in the face with 8-ounce gloves with guys that's training for weeks, for months to beat your ass. Like, you think somebody can knock you out or knock you down or beat you up or beat you. Like, these guys want to win too. So I just like to hear from the trainers, man. I think they He ain't got a dog in the race. You say he hurt him. I ain't no fanboy. I just study boxing. I know what I'm watching, man. I feel like, in my opinion, anybody his size, he beat him. So I know that get people in the uproar, but it's just an opinion just like anybody else's. But the moral of the story was him just giving him his just due for being the talent that he is and not being enamored with just somebody that's knockout, not sitting up typing or saying silly shit. Oh, he's not a dog. He can't punch. He don't have power. He's not a dog like this. Tevin Farmer ain't no damn 3-division champion either. Tevin Farmer ain't no former unified champion either. Respect to him. He a 2-time champion, though, for sure. And you would never be able to take it from him. But I hate when people do that. But they're 2 different caliber of fighters, respectfully. That shit ain't the same. And I think people are even trying to push it to be anything else. It's just being disingenuous, bro. That's silly. You get what I'm saying? Respect it, everything Tev got going on. But shit ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? At all. Ghetto Fab, what it do, homie? What it do? What it do, man? You challenge yourself by finding the elite talents, you're bound to take a L. Yeah, you could take a L, be in a close fight, have an off night. You get what I'm saying? Like, all that shit has happened. These dudes human. Like, they all probably take L's when it's all said and done if they fight enough of each other. You get me? But I see shit different. You know, I rock with all these dudes, you know what I'm saying? But I like to hear what the coach had to say. I thought it was something genuine, you know what I mean? Something refreshing to hear rather than him just tearing them down how everybody else do or how a lot of other people like to. So I don't be trying to hear that weird activity. But let's keep rolling, man. Hit that like button for your guy, man. And L ain't that bad. And the spirit of matchup is definitely not. It's just not the end of the world at all. It's just not. But we're going to hear what this little short clip from Tom Brown and what he had to say. I seen somebody sent this to me. So let me see what a little red face Tom Brown had to say.
Boxing fan, that's a fight which I would love to see. A lot of people talk about it. Do you think we do see Tank and Shakur square off at some point in the near future?
You know, look at that. It looks like Shakur is going to defend his title now against Zepeda. And if Tank fights again here and in midsummer, late summer, if the Roach fight comes off, you know, that'll be up to Tank to decide. You know, like I've said earlier, he's earned the right to call his shots. And he's a great businessman, and you know, that'll be Tank's decision.
Tank previously mentioned that he had this idea of, you know, he wanted to maybe retire within a 3-fight period.
Right.
Did you believe that? Do you believe that?
My bad, y'all. Man, y'all, this is crazy. Y'all smash the like button, man. Damn, what the hell? My bad, y'all. I got something leaking on my floor by my TV. Trying to see where it's coming from. That's wild. All right, man. Let's keep going real quick, man. While we here, smash the like button, y'all. Man, that kind of distracted me. Well, look, he's saying what people always say as it pertains to Tank, man. He's gonna fight on his terms, man, and it ain't gonna be no different, bro. I think the best thing now for him, obviously, is the rematch that he got coming up. So, like us, Lamont Roach Sr. said, hopefully they make an announcement sooner than later, and we get that fight. You know, cut if we fight Shakur, we're gonna force it, so we're gonna get our cut regardless. Yeah, man. I wanted to show something else to y'all, but give me a quick second, y'all. Hold on. Pardon me, y'all. My apologies. I got some weird ass leak by my wall. I don't know if a pipe bust or something, but it sounds like my damn wall is raining, if that makes sense, y'all. Sound like, you know, I could hear it sound like waterfall or something like that, and it's making a damn mess on the floor. But y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Let me try to wrap up before I got to take care of this situation. My apologies, y'all. That's unexpected. I don't know what the hell that is. It's like my damn wall got a waterfall coming from it or something. Yeah, man, we missing about 8 or 9 likes, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button for your boy. We're going man, that's pissing me off. Boy, what it do? Turn the valve. I can't. I don't have access to that. Like, I don't know what it is. It's weird. It sounds like a pipe burst. You can hear it. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I don't know what that is, y'all, but my apologies, yo, in advance, bro. We're gonna figure it out. But lastly, man, I'll do this. Last thing I'll speak on is Shakur recently got people buzzing again and talking because he made a statement in regards to a tank fight in Williams Zepeda, and this is what he said. Let me see. I think this is the right clip. Hold on, is this the one?
Who do you want next, Zepeda or Tank?
Shit, if I can have it next, I'll take Tank, but the fight that already presented itself is Zepeda. You know, if Tank say, let's fight, I'll drop that shit and me and him can rumble, but if he got other things going on, I'll rumble with Zepeda.
Yeah, and that shit got people talking. Look, he always said, and I can't hear it, but you described it. Oh, it says what it sound like. Oh, yeah. Appreciate you. I thought I was like, damn, you can hear it. That's that bad. But yeah, that's what it seemed like. Yeah, J Bean, I'm on it. I called the guy. He gonna come check it out. Shout out to everybody. But look, Core's just saying what he always been saying. He's being consistent despite whether you like his responses, his attitude, his energy, what he say. He just is open to that fight. That's a fight that he wants. That's his Super Bowl fight. He'd be willing to drop Zepeda in a heartbeat and take that fight. And I think he would. But in reality, we know that's not going to happen because we don't even know if Zepeda going to get in there. We hopeful, very hopeful. And I hope so because I think he's a legit fighter and he's going to get in there and fight. But on the flip end, Tank got business to handle with Lamont Roach. And I don't see him thinking about nobody else until you get that squared away. You get what I'm saying? So as I've always maintained, I don't think guys are scary or ducking or avoiding each other. I just think it got to make sense business-wise for both parties involved, man. A lot of times we only conditioned to kind of care about who's, this guy makes more money. It's the A side, so that means the B side should just take whatever and get shitted on. That's not how negotiations go. That's the whole reason it's called a negotiation, bro. You gonna be able to, have somebody negotiate on your behalf, for whatever it is that you are asking for. But at the end of the day, you just gotta wait and see and hope that all parties involved are vested in making the fight that all of us said we want to see. And I think it'll do numbers, and I think it'll be one of the best fights in boxing to make. So, hopefully we get the fight sooner than later. But with that, man, I got to head out, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll see everybody tomorrow. I got to get this fixed, man. Appreciate y'all. Smash the like button on the way out. Appreciate everybody. Hit the super chat and cash app. Much love. I had a little emergency I got to take care of, but we're going to get to it. Peace. See y'all tomorrow.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine, busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word him up. Yeah.